Good Friday, everybody. Welcome in Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. He is Big Joe Dubin. I'm Chase McCabe, Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier, on the ones and twos back at the studio. Hope things are starting to thaw out. I know some power's getting back. I'd like to say we could take credit for that for a little rant yesterday,
right?
But I think it's just it's slowly working its way back. So that is good, but hope everybody's continuing to stay safe and warm. And we know that it's been tough, but glad you're hanging with us and having some fun. He's Big Joe Dubin. I'm Chase McCabe, Dr. Back at the studio. I just said that. I'm saying it again.
Say it again,
just
baby.
to reiterate that point. But what's up, JoJo?
Oh, man, it's all good. Got power back. I know I've seen the crews out and about working their tails off, trying to get things back settled. And everybody's pulling for each other, man. We all think about each other, so we'll all get through this together like we always do. And then hopefully all the power will get back on here soon for everyone.
We decided we had so much fun yesterday at the Omni. We wanted to do it again. So today we're at Kitchen Notes. So 2 days in a row. Yesterday at Bar Lines. Today we're at Kitchen Notes. We walked in, and all of our old friends that were here when we did the 9 to 11 show were like, "We haven't seen you in forever." So
been a while, man.
It was fun. And Joe's on what?
Just one bowl today.
One bowl. Okay.
I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling, I'm taking the pain of a lot of people.
You're ready for the weekend.
Yeah, I think we all are, but I feel bad for many friends like you and others who still don't have power around. And so it's going on, 5 days, 6 days? It's terrible. But again, they're working as best they can to get it done. So don't be mad at the people out in the linemen, man. They're busting their tail. I saw several crews this morning on the way in.
Yeah, they are. And I know they've been in different neighborhoods. They were in my girlfriend's neighborhood, and her neighbors took them muffins and cookies and just thanked them and everything.
Oh.
And, I know they have contracted people from the Northeast that have come down and to help. But, look, we can sit here and there'll be time for this later of, was Nashville ready? Was NES ready? Was all that stuff? That'll be put under a microscope, I'm sure. But the linemen and line women and everybody working, it's not their fault, and they've been busting their ass, so we appreciate it. And so this might become a new Friday tradition. I want everybody to feel it. I want you to feel good. So hit it, Dr. Crane. Little lover boy to get us going on a Friday. We just feel better.
Hey,
you want a piece of my heart?
There we go.
We just feel better. Just when that song hits, that cowbell at the beginning, and just
it's a
bam,
great song, man.
Just it gets you. So that's what we're doing today. Big show planned. 1 o'clock. Chris Sanders will join us. We may even have a special guest with us before that. We're working on that. You may walk in, say hi, guys. But working on that. And 1:45, our buddy Kobe Ginsburg.
Lawson Baseball High School, big fundraiser next week with Barry Zito as a guest speaker. So we're always supporting local high schools around here in their fundraisers.
Former Nashville Sound legend.
Former Nashville Sound, because a lot of these coaches, especially in baseball, have to provide everything. Baseballs, pay umpires, mark the field. So anytime we can help them will be a good thing. So at 1:45, we'll talk to him.
Casey Alexander, Belmont basketball coach, will join at 2 o'clock. Haven't gotten to talk to him in a while. And then Sean Henry, CEO of the Nashville Predators, at 2:30. As I know that the Preds have put out there, and let me pull up this old press release here, that Bridgestone Arena will be open to those affected by winter storms on Friday and Saturday. The Preds put this out that you can go to the arena from 11:30 to 4:30 to charge devices, fill up water bottles, enjoy a meal, courtesy of the Preds and Delaware North. And then the Globetrotters will play 2 games at the arena. They're also providing 500 complimentary tickets to each of the Saturday events to individuals and families impacted by the storm. So that will be really cool. Just go hang out. If you need something to do, just to get out. And also the Ford Ice Centers in Bellevue and Antioch are open as well from 2 to 6. So you can just go and take a load off.
Yeah, the Globetrotters are one of those in Clarksville, right? I believe one of those games.
I don't know. I know 2 are here.
I know. Dr. We had Michelle Kennedy on last week, right? Talking about.
I think you may be right.
Clarksville was going to get the Globetrotters.
Yes, F&M Bank Arena.
F&M Bank Arena, then one here in at Bridgestone. So yeah, good.
You know what else is going to happen at F&M Bank Arena? The Cats are going to be there. It's going to
National
be
Cats, right?
Out.
Within 2 months.
I need
late
to
March.
Well, here's what's funny. I need to run. If our guest comes, I need to run to my room because I brought with me a second iteration Nashville Cats shirt. So it was the one where Bud owned the team.
Oh, okay.
So they got the Titans colors and
Cool Cat on there.
No, I think it's just a logo.
You know, they asked when the team came here for nicknames for where they're going to play, and I forget what it would end up being called. But my nickname for the arena was like the litter box. It got nowhere. I was like, come on, man. Call it the litter box, man, where we take things out. You dump it in there, you take things out. And that was going to be the Cat. I forget what they ended up calling it. Some, whatever. Cat's Home or something.
26 years ago today, a 12-year-old Chase McCabe was very upset to see one of his favorite players, Kevin Dyson, be 1 yard short of the end zone in Super Bowl 34.
That's right. That's 26 years ago today. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yep.
And you thought they'd go back maybe 2 or 3 times since then, and they've sniffed it twice. That's it.
Should have probably gone back the next year. But, I mean, they had that. That's the funny thing. Whenever I bring up the Super Bowl to anybody involved, whether it's Jeff Fisher or Floyd Reese or Derek Mason or Chris Sanders or whoever, Kevin Dyson, they all go, yeah, that stung. Man, we should have gone back the next year. Those damn Ravens.
Yep.
I mean, it's the same. Like, you just see that look in their eye of just that pain that's still there.
Well, I mean, Baltimore was a better team on that one day. All you do is be better than the other team on that one day, and Baltimore was. But 26 years ago, I mean, then they sniffed it in 2002. They got beat by the Raiders. They sniffed it in 19, beat by the Chiefs. But now, we'll see what happens, which leads into our question of the day, right? So Robert Saleh's here. Today's the anniversary of the Super Bowl. It's a whole new feeling about the Titans. Realistically, our question of the day, when do you think the Titans get back to the Super Bowl? Realistically, when do you think they get back? There's no wrong answer here. And, of course, give us your memories of the Super Bowl that day. It was absolutely the worst night in television history for local news that night. And I'll tell that story later on. But your memories about that for that game, we all remember. I mean, it was an ice storm in Atlanta. It was supposed to be an ice storm here. It snowed that weekend, but it kind of cleared out a little bit. There was 1 billion people at the Wild Horse Saloon watching the game.
Man.
Channel 2. I was at Channel 2 at the time. We had the game on TV. And
That's right. It was Michaels and Deerdorf.
It was a disaster after the game. Local coverage was a disaster. So we'll get into all that later on. But, yeah, 26 years. So, realistically, I don't think they get back in my lifetime.
Question of the day is presented by Aries Tactical. Your safety, your skill, your Aries Tactical. First timer shoot for free. Just tell them that I, Chase McCabe, sent you, and you can check them out at ariestactical.com. 615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHoney.com. Realistically, I don't know, man. That's a really tough one.
Right? I just don't think they will. For some reason.
There's hope and belief that this group can get it right. Because, I mean, like in 2019 when they went to the AFC Championship game against Kansas City, you
didn't see that coming.
They weren't the best team.
All right.
Now the next year they were a better team and were the number 1 overall seed. And if they beat
2 years later.
Or 2 years later.
Yeah.
If they beat Cincinnati, I do think they go. I think they would have gotten through, and I think they could have beaten Kansas City that year.
Would have been here.
Yeah.
Gotten
back through.
Going to play the Rams in the Super Bowl. But I just think it's just, I don't know, man. I just don't think it's going to happen. And I hate to be that way. I really hate to be that way.
I say at least 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah, at least.
And it's more than just investing into the team. Because, okay, it's sitting here today on January 30th, 2026. I think you have the right GM. I think you have a good head coach, a good offensive coordinator. I think you have a quarterback that you can work with and build around. But we don't know, like, is he going to take the big step like a Caleb Williams or Drake May did? Or is he going to be just a good quarterback his whole career, which is fine. We've seen good quarterbacks win the Super Bowl.
But you got to catch fire.
But you got to catch fire, and you got to get playmakers around him on both sides of the ball.
Look at the teams now who are in the Super Bowl. I mean, they caught fire. I mean, Patriots caught fire.
Who are the playmakers for the Seahawks? They got 5 or 6 of them, right? On both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Patriots, more so probably on defense, but you got Diggs that has had a hell of a year on the offensive side of the ball. Obviously, Drake May is one of those. I think Stevenson doesn't get the credit he deserves.
Pretty good tight end, Hunter Henry getting open.
Hunter Henry.
So, I don't know. I mean, it's just, to me, and I hate to be that way. I just realistically 10 years probably to do that. And then with all that, I told you the story about the Super Bowl in Atlanta when friends of mine drove down there and then they left the tickets on their kitchen counter at home. Now you don't have that problem because you got the digital tickets. Can you imagine going way down there and walking up to Georgia Dome and you don't have your tickets on your kitchen counter? There's nothing.
You don't have to worry about that today.
You could do about that. Who sang the national anthem, remember?
Tina Turner.
Faith Hill.
Tina was she the halftime show?
I don't remember. Something like maybe she would have.
By the way,
wasn't it a Disney halftime show?
Yeah, it was. Phil Collins, and that's right.
Yeah, a few of those.
Jeff Fisher will join us here in just a few minutes. He'll be here at Kitchen Notes.
Right.
So, we'll be able to ask his memories about that. And
what a day. That's cool. All right.
Get his thoughts on, we can tell the story. He was going to be here anyway doing something, and they didn't know we were going to be here. So we were like, hey, come on.
We call that kidnapping.
Yeah, basically. Thank you.
Bring him down here and get it done. Yes.
So we look forward to talking to Coach and getting his thoughts on 26 years ago. I wonder if he even woke up today and realized that.
If he got on social media, probably did, because it was everywhere around. That was just a crazy day, man, a crazy week because nobody expected that to happen. You had the playoff run. You beat the Music City Miracle. You go to Indy and beat Creighton. You go to Jacksonville. Derek Mason returns that safety punt for a touchdown, puts the dagger in them, and then next thing you know, you're in Atlanta where it's 30 degrees and an ice storm down there. And that was the last Super Bowl where there was only 1 week between the games.
So Craig says, I think the Titans get back in 2033 with Saleh still as the head coach. That's 7 years.
7 years. Yes.
Now, it depends on, if they're having, division runs and making the playoffs every year and a couple of AFC championship appearances, then I'll give you that. But I think you got to, I don't know if he lasts 7 years if they're not there.
I just wonder what the boost of a new stadium does, because for here in 99, it took them to the next level. Other teams get the stadium boost as well that happens. Buffalo will have it next year when their stadium opens because it all feels good. You got a brand new stadium.
Yep.
Fans are fired up and see what happens. So it happened here in 99 too.
Well, and here's the other thing, because I do think this matters. New stadium, you do new uniforms, maybe tweak the logo. Like, it's kind of like 99 of they were the same team, but they switched from the Oilers to the Titans, which became Nashville's, became Tennessee's. And it was like all of a sudden there was just this different energy.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what maybe that's what'll happen. Nevada Josh asked this question. Who do you think would make the Super Bowl first out of the Titans, Raiders, Browns, Jets, or Cardinals?
Oh, probably. Oh, that's a great question. My goodness, because they're all terrible.
I'd probably say Raiders, Titans, and then the rest.
Yeah, I would go same. I'd go Raiders for some reason.
Yeah, mainly because they have history. They've done it.
Well, I think they're going to
won 4.
3, 77, 76, 80, and 83.
I thought they won
3 of them, and they lost to Green Bay in Super Bowl II, and He's been back since then. Because Plunkett won 2, Stabler won 1. Madden won it with Stabler in the 76 season.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, 76, 80, 83. They won the AFL in 1967.
Yeah, they went back in 02 when Tampa smashed them with Gruden.
Yeah.
And then they've been back to 1 playoff since then. I think it was
Yep.
19.
Yeah, didn't the interim coach get him there? Or,
Might have, yeah,
or
right?
Gruden got him there? I can't remember.
They lost in Cincinnati, or maybe that was 21. Right. Anyway, but yeah, I'd go Raiders too.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
615-737-1025. We'll have more coming from Kitchen Notes here at the Omni Nashville Hotel on 1025 The Game.
All right, welcome back to the Jace and Big Joe Show live at the Omni Nashville Hotel on 102.5 The Game. Jeff Fisher is going to join us at 12:30. 26 years ago today, the Tennessee Titans lost the Super Bowl to the St. Louis Rams in an epic game at still one of the best Super Bowls of all time, 23-16. So we'll talk to Coach about that. Chris Sanders will join us at 1 o'clock as well. He was also on that team. 1:45, Kobe Ginsburg, head baseball coach at Lawson High School, is going to join us about a big fundraiser they have next week with former Cy Young winner Barry Zito, who lives here in Nashville. 2 o'clock, Casey Alexander, one of our favorite head basketball coach at Belmont, will join us at 2:30. Our buddy, our former intern, Sean Henry, is going to join us on the show and talk about what is going on this weekend. Bridgestone Arena is going to be open for the community. Come down, charge your phone, say hi, get loved on a little bit. Great people at Bridgestone going on.
We're so proud of Sean and what he's done.
I mean, did you see that coming when he was our intern?
No,
me neither. He said, bye, guys. And the next day, he's like, hey, I'm the CEO of the Predators. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? So we're happy for that. So we got to be fun.
He's been 16 years?
2010, maybe?
Yeah.
I think I blame him for the flood.
I was right after, I think he got
here. That he came here. So
him and Jeff Kogan.
Jeff Kogan, that's right. God, I forgot about that man.
Yeah.
Jeff Kogan. So, you were 12, 26 years ago, I guess you were, right?
Yeah.
It's funny because, I mean, am I 19 years older than you? Good Lord, I am.
Yes, yeah.
Had I not been careful in college, you could have been my son.
Oh,
oh, man. You got lucky on that one, buddy.
Dodge that one.
Well, what's funny, because you think about, like, for me when I was 12, that would have been the 1981 season. I guess that was when the Cowboys beat the Niners beat the Cowboys. That was the 81. So that's in my time frame with you. So you got the better one with Titans and the Rams.
I love when we get texts like this because I don't quite understand them, but I'm going to read it. 7725 says, talking about our question of the day is, realistically, when do we think the Titans will get back to the Super Bowl? It sounds like you're basing your prediction off hopelessness. There's nothing behind predicting a team is not going to the Super Bowl in the next 70 years. NFL teams can flip on their heads in 1 year. Is it common? No, but it means that teams can turn around quickly because of so many different factors. That statement sounds as young as you are.
Would young be dumb? You flip that right there. Listen, 7725.
I'm almost 40, by the way.
I don't know where you're from, what you root for, but this team has broken our hearts throughout the year, right? And so you get to a point where you feel good after 21, then the A.J. Brown trade happens. Then your general manager's fired. And then the 23 season was a disaster. And then they're all gone. You bring in a coach and GM who had no idea what they're doing. Now it feels like they got the train back on the tracks.
Right.
We're big Robert Saleh fans. We were early on like, this has got to be the guy.
We didn't think it would happen, but we were
correct.
We were pulling for it.
Yeah. Now you got a general manager who seems to know what he's doing. So it's not all about flash and PR now. It's about, look, we got to win football games. So I think they're finally get things back on track. So 7725. So we have a little bit of cynicism in us because we've seen this before, and until it trying to break out of this and win a few games, a little momentum, and get people in here, then there. But right now, it's like, man, who knows?
Yeah. I mean, that's why, like, when you initially asked the question, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how to answer it.
Right.
I mean, but
what happens first? Major League Baseball here or Super Bowl? Not a Super Bowl championship, but making it to the Super Bowl.
Clearly, we both are glad to be back and catching this.
What's going on with us, man? I don't think baseball ever shows up here. I've been on record with that.
No, I do. I mean, I would say baseball. Yeah, I would say there's a stadium somewhere in this town. Should be over there on the East Bank with the football stadium. But yeah, I'd say that.
I don't think it has. I just really don't.
Yeah,
a lot of things, a lot of factors involved.
But here's the thing. To the texter's point, which I think what he was trying to say. I mean, who's to say? It's not realistic to think that they're going to be like the Patriots, but they could be, because the Patriots were very wise in their spending in free agency. They got players that, would fit what Vrabel wanted to do, especially on defense. Harold Landry being a prime example,
right?
One. And they put weapons in an offensive line. They invested in the offensive line with the 4th overall pick for Drake May. And now here they are in the Super Bowl.
That's it.
I don't think they're going to win it, but they're in it.
Well, that's why I hope Skoronski and J.C. Latham will play up to being first rounders. I think Latham's not going to come anywhere close. So if you got those two factors, and then you got Cam Ward, and Saleh talked about Cam Ward yesterday about everything he's been told about his work ethic is second to none. But I think football is cyclical, right? It spins around. It goes different ways. I think the important part of football coming back now is defense.
Yeah.
Seattle's doing it. Vrabel's doing it with the Patriots. I think defense is going to come back and be what teams build around for the next 3 to 5 years.
I think, yeah. I mean, I think you're right. Skronsky's an interesting one. I don't think he's lived. What was he? Was he 11?
11th, yeah.
I don't think he's lived up to the 11th overall pick as a guard. But I mean, he's pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, he's gotten. I think he might have plateaued now.
That's what I'm curious about.
But I think Latham.
I will say this: the offensive line coach that Saleh is going to hire, I've never heard of him, so I was very happy about.
Good, right? Remember when we talked to J.C. Latham out in Vegas? He just battled Max Crosby, and Latham looked like he was just the Southwest commercial. You want to get away? He wanted to be anywhere. That's the week he had the tussle with Jeffrey Simmons. Max Crosby just abused him that game. And if you can get him better, man, and make him a good I don't know if he's gonna be a good left or right tackle. Who knows? Yeah. Who knows? But if those two guys can come together and get it done, and see what happens. Just don't draft a wide receiver at number 4, please. Get defense, get Reuben Bain or somebody that can get after the quarterback at 4. That's what you got to get, man.
Coming up next, Coach Jeff Fisher going to join us here at the Omni Nashville Hotel. I don't, but I'm going to go look. So he's going to join us here in a few minutes. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game.
All right, we're back. Dr. Crane, you there, buddy?
Yes, sir.
All right, sorry about that. We're efforting our good friend Jeff Fisher. Welcome back to the Chase and McJoe Show, live at the Omni National Hotel, downtown Nashville. Downtown is packed. There are a billion people downtown. Looks like they all get name tags. Dr. Crane, when you go to a different town or a convention, do you wear your name tag?
Absolutely not. I just like if I have a shirt pocket, I just put it in the shirt pocket or the back pocket. Normally, when people give me some sort of a name tag, I just put it in my wallet like it's a business card. And
Right.
I go, well, thank you. I always tell them, thank you very much. Just put it in my wallet and just go about my day.
Years ago, when I was over at the good friends at Channel 2, Good Morning America came to town for CMA Fest, right? And they said, can we take us down and we want to buy everybody cowboy hats? And I said, I'll pass on that. Like, well, isn't that what everybody does? I'm like, that's what, yeah, but we don't do that here, right? We don't go. I mean, you don't take your parents downtown on a weekend and buy cowboy hats, do you? Maybe you do, Dr. Crane.
Repeat that. I'm sorry.
You ever take your parents downtown to buy cowboy hats?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay.
They don't like to do that stuff.
Just making sure.
They're a fun group. Don't get me wrong, but they don't like doing that stuff. That's the tourist stuff.
Our question today is with the Titans 26 years ago today made the Super Bowl, taking on the Rams. We had two questions on this. Realistically, what do you see the Titans ever getting back to? When do you see the Titans getting back to the Super Bowl? And where were you that day? Where did you watch the game that day? Where were you? What were your thoughts? And also, kind of a little tentacle off of that, had they won the Super Bowl back then, I believe, Bill Cowher got in the Hall of Fame with one Super Bowl win and a bunch of wins. Does Jeff Fisher get in? I mean, he would have a Super Bowl win and all that, and so who knows? I mean, there's all these things that could happen if the Titans had won the Super Bowl back then. I mean, different, and we can play revisionist history all day long if they would have beaten the Rams back then. But just where were you? What were your thoughts? What were you doing? And realistically, when do you think this team will ever get back to the Super Bowl? 8149, talking about baseball, it says the Nashville Stars are the only potential Major League Baseball expansion team with an official new era cap. Is that true, Dr. Crane? Are you there, buddy?
That is, yes, I'm here, Joe. Sorry. Yeah, that is true. They do have a new era cap. Not
do
sure.
they?
Yeah, I'm not sure what validation that gives for it being a legitimate situation, but yeah, you could say they have one. Which
all right, I did not know that. Maybe I need to get one.
I don't know if you'd consider it officially licensed because they're not an official team per se.
Right.
But yeah, it's on the New Era website.
Hey, 8149 would never steer us wrong for all of that. Al says original PSL founding father, and I bought seats in the new stadium. I say the next 10 to 15 years, it's a parity league. However, the league and offensive rules dictate you cannot win without great quarterback play. That's true. So until we see that, until we have that and a few other complimentary skilled players, I ain't seeing it. Al and Franklin. Al, thanks, Bubba, with all that. So Lenny says that day I was in Cocoa Beach, my favorite ex-wife, watching the game. I know a bunch of us were here in town watching at the Wild Horse Saloon, and people went crazy at the end of the game because they thought the Titans had scored, and then they wanted to get a replay. The Rams players were running off the field. You're like, what the hell just happened? And you realize that Kevin Dyson was 1 yard short from getting in the end zone, not to win the Super Bowl, but to become
chance to tie.
To tie, right.
It was not him. I thought Coach was here, but he'll be here.
Well, a police escort just went by.
Yeah, and that may.
And it's like, was that him doing that, going down the road there?
Yeah. And, we've asked Coach before, if Dyson gets in, do you go for two and go for the win? And he said no, you kick. And he basically said he felt that, even if it went to overtime, that the Rams were so gassed that he felt like they could, either get a stop defensively or score in overtime and win the game.
Yeah, I've been like,
yeah,
go for it because they're exhausted. There's a great topic yesterday that was on one of the national shows. It said, is the going for it culture going to start costing people their jobs?
Maybe. I mean, I think there's one in Detroit that
right
may be thinking that.
And then, there's a few other instances this year in college and pro guys going. I'm all about going for it again. And my reasoning is if you're down by one, I've got my offense on the field at 3-yard line, extra point, whatever, which you put place the ball to win the game. I'm not giving you the ball back for you to win the game, right?
Correct.
I mean, I got my guys on the field. So I get Dan Campbell's vision of all that. You just got to execute it. And but I'm not giving you the ball back. We've talked about this. How do I keep Patrick Mahomes from scoring touchdowns?
You keep him off the field.
Keep him off the field. So the going for it culture on that. So that raises a great debate because I just look at it from the aspect of the Rams were gassed. They were done. Absolutely done. And
Kevin Carter's talked about that. Like, he's basically said like, oh, we were like, I could barely breathe.
Well, there's that great scene. Dick Vermeil's like, what the hell are you doing? He's, I'm tired, coach. He's like, it's the Super Bowl. Get in and play. And they're like, oh my gosh. But I think the play where they tried to bring down McNair is a top 5 all-time Super Bowl moment. They dragged him down. It's where he flung the pass on the.
Oh yeah, he was sacked like 4 times.
Yep.
Yeah. And that I'll never forget that image of him kind of stepping up, and then he kind of rolls out like left and then back to the right, and basically sidearms one.
I mean, they got him. They got him.
Oh yeah, they had
pulled
him
him down,
Jersey,
and they fired it down the field to Dyson, down to about the 10-yard line. But
I mean, that was.
Also, I will tell you, and I'm big on this too. When you're down there with that one play, throw the ball into the end zone.
Yep.
That's you throw the ball.
Well, and look, that's revisionist history. Even on the play to Dyson, that Chris Sanders has told us like I was open in the end zone. Y check. I think he hit Y check. Frank's going to get in, but he didn't have time. I mean, it was like the Titans O line was beat up and tired, and I think Steve went to the quick route that he knew he had, and it is what it is. By the way, just seeing this breaking news, actress Catherine O'Hara has passed away.
No.
1954 to 2026 was obviously known for Home Alone and many other things as well, but yeah, just seeing
the
that.
TV show Up Schitt's Creek that she's in that one. That was she's been SCTV. Oh man. She's been something else that we left out. Home Alone.
Yeah,
SCTV.
She's been in a few things.
A lot of the the movies where they ad lib everything with Christopher Guest.
71. Passed away. She was in Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice.
Yes.
Beetlejuice.
There you
go. Second City Television. Is that what you were thinking of?
John Candy and Eugene Levy.
Best in Show.
That's those movies where they
Waiting for Guffman.
The
Studio. That's a new one. Yeah. So.
Oh man.
I hate hearing that. The Nightmare. She was in The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Isn't that animated?
Yeah, but I guess she was a voice.
I hope so.
Well, there you go. Well, I hate hearing that. Passing that along. We hope Coach will join us here shortly. We're in a bit of a four-corner stall.
Why don't you go grab him somewhere?
Well, I was waiting for him, but he wasn't here yet. So we'll try again. We'll walk out there and try again. It's Chasing Big Joe on this Friday, 102.5 The Game.
probably the final play of the game. In regulation. It is caught by Dyson. Can he get in? No, he cannot. Mike Jones made the tackle.
Oh, my goodness. 26 years ago today, down at the Georgia Dome, the Tennessee Titans in the Super Bowl lose to the St. Louis Rams. Welcome back to the Chase and Big Joe Show, live at the Omni Nashville Hotel, downtown Nashville. Hope you're doing well. Hope you got power back. If you don't, we're thinking about you guys. Bridgestone Arena is going to be open if you need to come down and, I don't know, charge your phones up, be around people and this and that. Come on down and till 4:30 today if you need to get downtown and do all that. So welcome back to the Omni Chase and Big Joe Show. Having a good time. And, I mean, come on. How lucky do we get on this day 26 years ago, the Titans make the Super Bowl appearance, and we're joined by the head coach that day, one Jeff Fisher. Coach, good afternoon.
How many years ago did you say?
26.
Wow.
Sorry about
Yeah.
that.
No, it's okay. It's cool. The memory's right there.
Right?
Staring me in the face. Yeah, it's been really cool.
What
So-
stands out more than anything about that game to you?
Well, there's a lot of similarities between that game and what's going on here with the weather. You remember that Atlanta froze.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so we literally the first couple of days of practice. Now there was only 1 week between the championship game and the Super Bowl. So unlike that was the last time. So we got to go down there and get there as quick as we can. I sent the players down there. I went with the players. The coaches stayed behind. The game planned. We had a practice, and we're practicing, with all due respect to Georgia Tech, on the AstroTurf outside. And it's this cold.
It is. That's right.
And this is supposed to be the Super Bowl,
Right.
and then, it was just the weather was just really, really, really tough. I mean, were you guys down there? You would,
Yeah.
in the media tent and
Yep.
you probably wearing the same
I was
heavy
not.
jacket you got on right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy.
The Georgia Tech practice on that Tuesday was nuts. I was like, what the hell are we doing here?
Yeah, but we were ready. We were battle tested. I think it was Blaine and maybe D Mace. They just gotten just a brouhaha in practice. They were so wired up, and
Why does that not
fired up to
surprise
play.
me?
With Derek and Blaine? Yeah, no,
Well, and then Blaine got knocked out in the Super Bowl, right?
yeah. And
So he's out, and you had who was his backup? Was it?
well, we had Perry Phoenix and we had
yeah.
Anthony Dorsett, and then of course Marcus Robertson, our starting free safety all year, had he had kind of a stress fracture in his lower leg, and he blew it out in the championship game in Jacksonville. So we lost Marcus going,
Yeah.
and then we lose Blaine, and then we had the backups. But that happens against the greatest show on turf.
Right.
We've
yeah.
asked you this before, but I want you to say it and me not say it. If you score on that last drive, you kick and go for overtime, right?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
They were dead.
Right.
Kevin Carter was on their sideline on the last drive. He was so tired,
Right.
and so, I would never rob our team, players, organization of having a chance at the Super Bowl based on a decision that I make. And I thought about it. We're going to kick it. We're going to go win. I mean,
Yeah.
Steve had come alive,
Oh,
And the halftime thing, that halftime must have been an hour long, and so we
Yeah.
had so much time. And my whole message to them was, let's just regroup and let's go back and do what got us here. So, had some play calling issues on the offensive side that we needed to get it corrected, and just let's get back to freaking handing it off and playing the way we play, and we did. We got back in it.
Can I ask you, Lynn Swan asked you after the game what you told Steve, and you said, I want to keep that private. I'm not going to ask you what you told
Yeah.
Steve. Why did you want to keep that private?
Because it was a conversation between he and I. I mean, he was on his knee at the end, and it was over. And Steve and I had a great relationship, and that continued well beyond up to his death. And it was just a special opportunity between he and I. And it was, you can imagine what it was. It was about, hey, we're going to get back, and all that stuff. But what a courageous effort,
Yeah.
by him. And hey, we scored we scored that touchdown, man. Oh boy, it's a different deal.
What was going through your mind? We were just talking about this. The play where, I mean, he is dead to rights. He is. They got him probably 4 different times, and he rolls out of it, makes that pass to Dyson, that basically sets up that final play. I mean, you're sitting there obviously coaching the game, but did you have that like holy, you know what moment of how did he just pull that off?
It didn't surprise me because you saw those kinds of plays out of him, throughout that early in his career. But that one was historic. You talk about the Music City Miracle and and all that kind of stuff. That particular play was one of the greatest plays, I think, in this organization's history.
Did you have the thought, like all of us did, of okay, we'll get back? And the next year's team was probably better. It was better. It was definitely better. You bring in Dinger to run the offense and kind of give it that extra kick that it needed.
Mm-hmm.
That I think unlocked Steve and different players. Did you have that
co-MVP, right?
Yeah.
No,
2 years later.
Yeah. Oh, 2. Yeah.
But did you have that thought of we'll get back?
I did, but I knew that what the challenge was going to be, because after the parade here, Eddie came to my office and he goes, Jeff, I don't want to go to the Pro Bowl. I just want to come back. I just want to get ready for next year. And I go, we got time. Okay. We got to settle down. We got time. We're going to get better. Go to the Pro Bowl. You've been voted by the fans and your peers, and just go. But that was the mindset moving in, and that's kind of where Steve was. Everybody just said, okay, let's go, let's get back. And I recognized that there was a lot of work that needed to get done. Floyd and I did. And so we just took our time, and you got, I mean, the biggest challenge I think was just the week off and how to temper them. And then all the stuff that was coming out of Baltimore, and just kind of keep everybody poised and everything. And so a lot of great memories there. And then, we blocked 2 punts and they go sideways out of bounds. I mean, wait a minute, 2 punts,
Right?
1 punt, okay, but 2 punts. Usually you're scooping and scoring and doing those kind of things. And then, I was just really, really proud of him. We just, the ball off Eddie's shoulder was just that was a deal breaker.
When did you decide? And I think Les was maybe up for a head coaching job or something. But when did you?
He was Tampa Bay.
When did you decide we might need to do something different with offense?
Well, I had fully expected that Les was going to come back, and so everybody needed to go out and take a deep breath. And then he called me and said that Tony Dungy had called him and he wants to talk to him, about their coordinator job. And I said, okay.
Was that from the airport? That's the rumor.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah. So I said, well, hey, I'm happy with you going down. Now, don't misunderstand me. That is one of the greatest men I've had in my life, that friendship and Les and what he stands for and everything what he's done. But it's a business. And I said, well, yeah, go ahead and go down there, and you better get it, because you don't have one here. Sorry, but
it's all right.
And I'd had a relationship. Mike Shanahan and I were close, and then I'd had developed a relationship with Dinger, and I just knew that Dinger was going to be the guy.
He was. We like to play revisionist history. Have you thought about how your life would have been different had you won the Super Bowl? You ever let your mind go there? Because that could be a deadly place, right? You start thinking all that things.
Well, on one hand, there's the motivation to get back, but that doesn't really change if you win it. But no, I don't know. I mean, I think, we might have had some coaching turnover, like as we did. I mean, Greg Williams, and then, a couple of years later, Jim Schwartz become head coaches. And so we got a little tree going. But, my thing would have been, I'm going to figure out a way to get back there again. That was why Bud hired me.
Yeah. And so 26 years. I mean, you sit down, you're like, wow. I mean, does it feel, does it, like, you think about it yesterday? Does it seem 50 years away?
It seems, I mean, it was interesting. It was about There was a number of years after the game where I actually sat down and watched it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and watched the coaching tape and went back through it. I just, was motivated to get in there. I knew what happened. I was, obviously I had a really good seat, and it was a while. And when I got into the detail of the game and the injuries and what happened, that was an amazing comeback based on, the season that Coach Vermeil had and his team.
Oh, yeah.
And they were. Wow, I mean, to think that we had played them and we found a way to get it done early in the year, but and they were on a roll. And Kurt and that whole crew, the greatest show on turf and everything, was great. But I really haven't gone down that path. I think what in my career, what I'm so appreciative is the organization and that my relationship with Floyd and the fact that they understood patience. They understood that, hey, there's going to be some injuries. Well, we come back in 01 and, oh my gosh, Steve's hurt and the thing's a mess. Come back in 02 when we go to the championship game. So, just was their patience and the stability. I mean, there's not a lot of that right now. And we lost some of it here just a couple of weeks ago with Harbaugh and Tomlin and, all that stuff. So I think stability is the key. And I wish ownership would understand that and give people some time to build.
Right. Yeah. Your thoughts on Robert Saleh? I don't know how well you know him, but
I don't know him well. I spoke with him last week, congratulated him, and I'm really excited. I think he, without a doubt, he's the right hire. And thinking about Coach Saleh running the team and overseeing the defense, and then Brian Dable. I have so much respect for Brian, and we talked years ago about getting together and going out and being part of a staff. I was trying to get back in, and I followed his career really close, and I think that's a great hire considering all the circumstances, considering Cam, his relationship, his demeanor. And what he's done with a number of different quarterbacks at every level. And so I think Brian's a great hire. I personally think that John Fossil's the best special teams coach in the league.
With you.
Yeah, and so he was with me. And so I think they're on the right track. They really are. You just got to go out and get some better players.
I saw things this year on special teams that reminded me of what Coach Lowry had with you. Is that why you wanted John with you when you were with the Rams?
When I got the Ram job, John was, it was kind of looking. I can't remember where. I think he might have been with the Raiders, but anyway. So we sat down, talked, and I hired him, and we had so much fun for the whole time we were together. I was in every single one of his meeting rooms. We got Hecker, we got Greg, Greg Zerline, and then golly, I got to go back and teach, Tavon Austin how to field punts. And then how many fakes we ran over that period of time. I remember Pete Carroll coming up to me, probably right in the middle of our run, maybe year 3. He goes, "Man, I've lost 4 games to you guys, and you haven't scored an offensive touchdown." So, but you're going to have to find a ways to win. And Coach Fossil is so creative and so engaging, and the players just love playing for him. So if you look across the league right now and you say you got all these teams with all these openings and head coach and things, and you could have Saleh and you could have Brian Dable and you could have John Fossil, you're going to come out on top.
I know you got a few minutes to hang with us before you got to go do your other thing. So we'll step away real quick. I got a few more things to ask you.
Sure.
Coaching wise, Jeff Fisher is with us. It's Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 2, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Kitchen Oats, and continuing with Coach Jeff Fisher, of course, commissioner of AF1 and with the Nashville Cats, but talking some football. 26 years ago today, the Titans were in the Super Bowl, but getting your thoughts on Robert Saleh. He has said he'd like to call the defense. He's obviously a defensive coordinator that's done a really nice job. You, I don't think, ever did that as a head coach. Called your own defense, but I think offensive coaches, it's probably more difficult to do that.
You're correct.
And so
defensively, throughout my career, I was so wired into what we were doing defensively that I trusted my coordinators to go ahead.
Yeah.
And that's all about preparation during the week. Now, they knew the difference when I was on the headset and I go, hey, man, what about this? Or, hey, what about that? And then it was, hey, call this.
Yeah.
Okay. They knew the difference. Schwartzy did, Greg did. And so, I was really involved. I knew everything that we're doing defensively, but, I would on occasion interrupt and make a call, but I would never my philosophy was never interrupt an offensive play calling sequence. So let them get through it. Now, unless you're getting into, you got defense on the field and you're into a 2-minute or a 4-minute situation involving game management, clock management, I would tell them, hey, you need to run it first 3 downs or da-da-da or da-da-da, that kind of stuff. But making the individual call, no, offensively it was, hey, you need to run it. All right, play pass or tell Steve to put it on his hip and don't throw it, keep the clock running, those kinds of things. I was managing the game. Now, what about Robert? Robert can call defenses, and I would think that he's going – obviously call defenses, but he'll have somebody in there to help him manage it.
Yeah.
Especially, there's TV timeouts. There's all kinds of stuff going on, injury timeouts, and somebody in his ear to say, hey, we get a first down here, then da-da-da-da-da, and then, those kind of things. So I would not have any concern whatsoever. I would be more concerned had the Titans hired an offensive coach.
Correct.
That's also going to call plays, because we've seen that movie here the last couple of years.
Right.
Who's never called plays before, but so I would be more concerned there, but I have no concern whatsoever. He can get it done. He'll have a good staff and everything, but he's, now, you got 2 guys and they're play callers that have also been head coaches.
Right.
Okay. Now say 3, because Fossil was the intern when the Rams fired my ass, but so you got 2 guys that have been head coaches. They get it. They're going to communicate. They're going to have a plan, and I'm excited for what they've done.
Did you ever, and that was going to lead into my next question, like, you're the head coach, you're managing the game and all those things, but did you ever view Dinger or Les or whoever as kind of the head coach of the offense, that you knew you could trust them, that they're going to manage that, and then if, like you said, if you needed to, hey, this is where we're at on the clock, we have these many timeouts.
Yeah, that was my responsibility as a head coach, to tell them what to do. Here's the thing. The worst thing a head coach can do, an offensive play caller, after 3rd down, is say, "Go for it."
Yeah.
Okay, and now so what you do as a head coach is say, "Hey, man, if we're in a 4th and 2 or 3 or less, we're going to go for it." That he calls the 3rd down play.
So that ahead of time.
If you can present as much information to them ahead of time as you can, that gives you the odds of handling all the situational type of stuff. So that was my job. I mean, I would get in the game and, I'd go, hey, defense, you get a stop. You got 1 timeout left. You get a stop, click over to offense and go, hey, talk to the quarterback. We should get the ball back after the punt with 1 minute, 20 seconds left, no timeouts, and get them going. So I'm forecasting.
Sure.
And so they can prepare.
Were there times where, somebody that's, up in the booth that may see something that you're not seeing at field level, say, hey, we might want to try and go for it here because they're doing this, this guy's tired, maybe we can get it past them. Were there those moments where you'd have to kind of change it on the fly?
On occasion, you might throw a couple incomplete deep balls on a corner,
Yeah.
and know the corner's tired or corner might be hurt, but those are the situations that are important. Is that how do you take advantage of an issue on the other side of the ball with your opponent?
Yeah.
It's like in St. Louis and LA, it's like any offensive coordinator that we played was adamant about knowing when Aaron Donald was not on the field. Okay, so there's a coach upstairs going, "Hey, Aaron Donald's not on the field. He's taking a break. He's off this series," and your offensive coordinator can go ahead and call some plays that he doesn't have to be terrified about what Aaron Donald may potentially do. So there's so much communication going on. But I was kind of always just prepare them during the week, encourage them. The game plan's in. If you got to adjust, sometimes you got to adjust, but just communicating to both sides, offensive, defensive staffs, and you go from there.
So week 15, 2002 season, Monday Night Football game, playing the Patriots. You probably don't remember because you've been in 1,000 games. You beat Bill Belichick 24-7. Bill Belichick, in a book called Patriot Reign, said that you guys kicked his ass that game and it would never happen again. His team had to get tougher and stronger because he didn't want to be embarrassed again on Monday Night Football. So your football team coach kind of spurned Bill Belichick into a different way of according to this book, Patriot Reign. Bill Belichick has come under a lot of talk this week about being in the Hall of Fame. If you want to say he's a Hall of Fame, that's up to you. But he won 6 Super Bowls, right?
Yeah. Who's saying he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer? Really? No, you can go into all the Bledsoe and roll the dice on Brady, and you had Brady, but come on, what are you going to put Brady in the Hall of Fame twice? That's ridiculous.
It's like they're still holding Spygate against him.
Yeah, well, I don't know, but I wasn't aware of that. I'm glad you brought that up. But I had a conversation with Coach Harbaugh last week when they let him go, because we've been friends. We did a USO tour together, and we've been friends since then. So I was going back through my text chain with him, and maybe he did or did not, but we were kind of apologizing. He was apologizing because he made some comments post game that we were kind of, maybe somebody took a shot, and and then I came out and said, well, no, I didn't. That was a clean shot. But he goes, we always realize that when we play you, your team is so physically tough, and they take it right to the edge. But there's no intention to hurt. There's none of that. But it was kind of like a little bit of, not an apology, but it was just, two friends talking to each other and making up so we didn't piss each other off. But that was the deal, man. This team here in Nashville, Robert knows what he's got to do. It's hard. We would, and I'll let you guys go. You got a bunch of stuff going, but I take pleasure and pride in looking to see what our opponent that we played today on Sunday, what they did next week, because most of the time they end up losing because we physically punished them.
Yep.
That's how you win in the NFL.
Thoughts on the Super Bowl?
I'm looking forward to it. I think Mike's done a great job. I'm so excited for what he's done and everything. And I love the Seahawk organization, and I'm a Sam Darnold fan. So what he did over his career, what he went through, and the opportunity and the Minnesota thing. Minnesota's firing their staffs, half their staff.
They just fired their GM.
Yeah, they fired their GM because the quarterback that they let go goes out. So yeah, you got to
kind of like
somebody.
A football team here in town letting their coach go and he goes to the Super Bowl 2 years later.
Coach, thank you.
Right,
always
guys.
good to see you,
Yeah,
and
you
we'll
too.
catch up
Thank you.
soon.
Real quick for you go.
Stay warm.
The Cats, right? We're good. And
Everything's
Clarksville.
good. Yeah, Clarksville's going great. Yeah, we're selling all kinds of tickets. We should all 7 games should be sold out. And yeah, there's a lot of interest up there. So we're getting out in the communities and doing some stuff, and we'll be doing some stuff down here in Nashville too as well. So
I love when you talk about him. You perk up.
yeah,
you're having fun.
Yeah, I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, really having fun.
We love
Hey,
it.
when you only got 8 guys on the field in a 50-yard game, how can you not have fun?
All right.
Appreciate you,
thank
Coach.
Coach. Appreciate it. Jeff Fisher joining us here on the program. And he's a busy man.
He
for
is
sure.
a busy man.
We appreciate it. We'll have more with him coming up next, including Chris Sanders, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. It is, and we have found him. Live at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Kitchen Notes. Chris Sanders joins us now. Chris, your former coach was just on with us and said hello. He hopes you're doing well.
Hey, he's doing well, man. Quick story, man. The reason why I respect that guy so much, I was a rookie. I think it was my 4th game, and I was practicing so well. And he actually made me a captain playing against the Chicago Bears, so I have much respect for him.
Oh, well, that's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah, and I had my worst game.
26 years ago today.
Wow.
The Super Bowl in Atlanta.
Oh, man.
I know it's tough because of the result, but I know you've said it many times of just how blessed you were to play in that game and be able to say that you played in the Super Bowl.
It was really cool because the thing about it is after the game, you have a lot of emotions that are going on, and I'm upset. Everybody's crying. My family, my mom was crying because she was sad. But here's the thing that really put things in perspective. I was sitting there kind of pouting, kind of mad at everybody. And my mom whispered in my ear. She said this. She said, Chris, you just fulfilled a dream that you dreamt about all your life. So I went from sad to being happy because we got to understand that on 0.00001% have a chance to make it in the NFL, but also to make it to a Super Bowl. And as a kid dreaming, I had a chance to see my dream being fulfilled. So I have no qualms, no sadness, just full of joy, man.
What do you think of Robert Saleh and his press conference yesterday? Joe and I are fired up.
He's intense, man. I mean, he almost wanted to jump and get out there some reporters. I mean, that's kind of tenacity that you want. And everybody coaches different, so I want to be respectful when I say this. I know Brian Callahan was more reserved and more calm and more collective, but then you got Robert Saleh that's ready to tear somebody's ear off. So when you have a guy with that intensity, with that type of tenacity to want to win, it's just going to rub off to so many players. So now you got a coach like that. Then you bring in different guys on your staff that have that same identity. Then you bring players that have that same tenacity to get after people. So it's a recipe for success.
That's all great. Let's go back to your Super Bowl loss 26 years ago.
Thanks, man.
Coach just talked about how he would have kicked the extra point had Dyson scored. Would you have liked to have gone for it because you were on the field? That Rams team, Chris, you saw it. They were exhausted.
I would have went for 2. I would have went for 2 because they were dog tired. They didn't want, no parts of this anymore. So when you have a team that's on the ropes, I know everybody's like, kick the extra point to keep it going. I would have went for 2 because they didn't know what was going on. They were tired, and they were looking for Gatorade. So I would have definitely went for 2, man.
What was it like, that final drive, being on the field when it's the Super Bowl, everybody's watching, and you're going down to try to win this thing?
Let me take you into the huddle. We were Steve Mack was in the huddle, and sometimes we went fast paced, but we were in the huddle. If you watch Frank Wycheck's face, Derek Mason's face, Eddie George's face, everybody was in that huddle with intentionality to focus on this is the last play, whatever play we call, this is it. So when Steve Mack called the play, the crowd is standing up and everybody's getting excited. In my mind, as I'm lining up, getting ready to line up, I'm like, man, this is it. So as I'm watching, I'm lined up on the left, Kevin Dyson and Wycheck's on the right. And as I'm watching the play unfold, it was kind of like a dream you're in slow motion, like, go, Kevin Dyson. And then he comes up a yard short, we lose, and then the confetti falls down. So it was a surreal moment.
Did you think he scored? Because, I mean, it happened so fast.
No, it wasn't. It was close, but it wasn't even close. Because when I saw him get tackled, and I saw him try to reach out for it, I knew we were short, and I was like, man, if we just had a couple of more seconds or 1 second, I think we would have pushed it in with Eddie George because that was the identity of our team, man. But, man, great moment, great atmosphere, just something that you'll never forget.
Where were you on the field at this point?
I was on the left, and I was open on the back side of the
That's what I thought.
I was open, but yeah, man, it was just surreal, man. But at the end of the day, you made a great point. I made it to a Super Bowl, and maybe one day I'll coach in one.
No, that's true. Yeah. I mean, let me ask you, 26 years ago, does it feel 26? Does it feel 2? Does it feel 50? What does it feel like when you think about
See, it only feels it when it's that type of the season. Like right now, the Super Bowl is going on next week, so all those memories come up, all those playoff things come up because it's the Super Bowl. But during the year, you really don't think about it because you're so busy being, a husband and all those things, a coach, so you really don't think about it. But when the day of the Super Bowl or the week of the Super Bowl, that's when the emotions come up. That's when you talk about the Music City Miracle. That's when Kevin Dyson came up a yard short and you lose. It's just that's when the memories come up.
Let me ask you this. All right, let's talk about the
Sure.
Titans 2026. This Cam Ward's team, and now the receivers got to get with them. And, the
Right.
trend now is quarterbacks, receivers go somewhere and they hang out. What would you think if Will Levis went with Cam Ward and the receivers? Would that be okay or no?
It'll be like, it'll be good, but it'll feel odd. And the reason why I say it'll feel odd is because, no disrespect, I think Will Levis is a good player, but they really don't know him. You got DK, you got Alec Ayomanor, and you got Restrepo. They really don't know him. They know Cam Ward because they actually played with him a year.
Right.
So now getting to know him, they just don't know Will Levis. They know that he played a couple of years ago. We know he made some great plays, but at the end of the day, it's about relationship with quarterback and receiver. And they just don't know each other. So if Will Levis stays on the team or whatever they're going to do with him, they have to build a relationship. And it can actually start now, but it actually feel kind of different because you just don't know him.
I look at Chris Sanders is with us. I look at the hire of Brian Daboll as the offensive coordinator, very similar to when Heimerdinger came in with you guys. That it just and no disrespect to Les Steckel, no disrespect to anybody before, but it's just the change was tangible, and I think it's going to have a huge impact on Cam Ward, especially because Daboll really likes Cam Ward and wanted him in New York. How do you think he's going to be able to develop Cam after a tough rookie year of having a lot of unknowns with the coaching staff?
But here's the great part about it is everybody's talking about the development of Cam Ward, and he needs to develop and get better. So why not get one of the best coaches that's in the game that developed a lot of quarterback? You got Daboll who developed Tom Brady. Who else? Who else did he do? There's a couple of guys that he had.
He's Josh Allen.
Josh Allen and Jackson Dart, some guys like that he basically developed. So now, if you want to develop the quarterback, why not go get the best? He's been with Brett Favre. He's been with Tom Brady. He's been with those guys to help develop them. So he knows the X and O's. He saw every defense. He saw every front. So why not get the best? So you got the ball that love Cam Ward, is going to build a relationship with him, and he's going to do something great. But here's the key element of the whole thing. Before you can correct, you got to connect. So the good thing about it is he's got to connect with Cam, correct him, and develop him, and let him become the quarterback that he's capable of being.
Listen to you making some good. I like that. Before you correct, you got to connect. Is that what you said?
You got to connect. Yeah, before you correct, you got to connect, because there's a lot of coaches that are great, but they're not connected with the player. All they want to do is correct. So before I can correct you, I got to connect with you, because now, as opposed to you hearing it being negative, you're going to hear it as a positive, and you're going to want to change. Connect before you correct.
Hey, did you play in the Senior Bowl?
Yes, I did. Oh, my gosh, it's a circus.
What was that like? It's going on right now down in Mobile. What was it like for you?
It was insane, because I didn't know what to expect. You have every GM, every head coach there that's watching every move. And then as they're watching practice, they have a pencil in their hand. So every move you make, how you respond, how you catch the football, how you, respond to coaching, they were monitoring all of that. So when you have that and all the pressure and all the things that's going on behind the scenes, it is a flat out circus. But the ones that did well is the one that handled pressure.
Oh, how did you feel like you did down there?
I did pretty good, because I had a chip on my shoulder. I was mad at everybody, because they're like, oh, he's a track guy trying to play football. So I wanted to show him that I was a complete receiver, that I can get off the line of scrimmage, get the guy off the spot, lie with my eyes, chest on my knees, catch the football, block, and everything. So once I solidified that and I left, I knew that I had a chance to be in the top 3 rounds because of what I did in the Senior Bowl.
Did you talk to – you've spoken about this, how you had no idea. You had no conversation with the Oilers, did you?
No, I had none. And the funny thing about it is I thought I was going to get picked by Washington when Robisky was a wide receiver coach, because he was consistently in contact with me. I got on the board, sometimes with him and talk about coverages and formations. And then away from that, he would talk to me on the phone. So I'm like, man, this is the draft. It was late in the second round, and they had a pick. And I thought they were going to pick me. They went with somebody else. And then the Houston Oilers, picked me to the 67th pick in the 3rd round. So, and I never talked to him. That's the crazy part about it. Never talked to him, but they were just waiting in the cup because they knew there was something special waiting in the 3rd round.
Oh, look at you, buddy. And now you're part of us. Love it, man.
Absolutely, man.
I'm glad Washington didn't pick you, because then we may have never met. So,
man, you're going to make me cry, man. Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
Absolutely. Chris, appreciate you. Hope that
Appreciate you.
you and the family are good with all the snow and ice and everything. But appreciate it as always, and have a great weekend.
You too, man. Appreciate y'all. Take care. Bye-bye.
You too. Chris Sanders, Forever Titans wide receiver, joining us here on the show. We'll react to some of the things he had to say, and also Coach Fisher, as more coming here live from the Omni, 102.5 The Game.
All right, guys, Big Joe here. Listen, we spent a lot of time on our show talking about men's mental health, and anxiety and depression is a big part of this. Those are two words that can just wreck your life if you let them. And men, sadly, most of us lead lives of quiet desperation, but it does not have to be that way. That's why we're so honored. We've partnered with Unity Psychiatric Care. They're based right here in Middle Tennessee to get you back on track and living the life you deserve. Reaching out to someone and talking to someone in therapy changed my life, and I need you to do the same thing. Just go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe show there. You will see a link for Unity Psychiatric Care and start taking back your life. It's private, it's secure, it's confidential. They got telehealth. You don't have to tell anybody about it. I just need you to go. Do me a favor. Go one time. Just go one time and open up. You'll find that gratitude there. And I'm telling you, your life will start changing. It's also very important. You may be the one person who notices one of your loved ones isn't doing quite well. And you can be that person, turn their life around. And again, just go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe show, and there on the right is all the information you need for Unity Psychiatric Care. We tell you every show, we love you guys so much. You got so much to offer. Help is just around the corner. We understand we all go through potholes sometimes, but listen, you can take back your life. And please know, this is important. You don't have to go through any of this alone. Just go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe show, and let the journey to wellness begin.
Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Friday. Drop the bomb on me.
We got a lot of things going on. Many things.
Did you just do a video with this song?
I did. Thanks
It's a
to our
great
good
song.
friend Dr. Crane,
The
for
Gap
being
Band.
the Steven Spielberg of the radio industry. Dr. Crane, that's you, buddy.
Too kind. Thank you.
No, you better shush it, pal, because you're good. You're talented. Many thanks to Jeff Fish for joining us. 26 years. When I talk too fast. 26 years ago today, the Tennessee Titans were in the Super Bowl versus the St. Louis Rams. So we appreciate Coach stopping by and taking us down memory lane for that last drive of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was fun. And it's cool to hear different that was the coach perspective and the player perspective. And
Yes,
that's
right?
exactly what I thought they would be.
Man, what a time. What a time.
I remember asking Floyd, and I was like, this was kind of when I first got to know Floyd, and I was scared to ask it, and I don't know why, but then I finally said, like, do you think y'all would have gone for 2? And he kind of laughed, and he goes, well, that would have been Jeff's call, but no, we would have kicked.
Yeah. Jeff said, he wanted to give the organization and
I said, would you have, if he had gone for 2, would you like have said something? And he goes, that's the coach's call. It's the head coach's call, and I would have supported the head coach.
smart.
So
when it goes all good, yay, coach. When it goes bad, hey, it wasn't mine. I had nothing to do with all that. Nothing to do with
Blame
it
that
at all.
guy.
Yeah, right. So you said Minnesota fired their GM,
They
the
did.
Vikings.
Yeah, they did.
Is that the fallout from Sam Darnold? Is it?
I think so.
Here he goes.
Doesn't that remind you of something? The GM gets fired because of a move or a not move.
Yeah, right.
So I'll be curious to what they do.
Unless the GM went and said, we're good with McCarthy. Did he default to the head coach? And Kevin O'Connell's like, JJ McCarthy's our guy. We got this. Don't worry about it. He'll be good.
Look, I'm going to tell you this right now. You can mark this, save this, whatever you want to do. Everybody concerned that Brian Daboll will only be here for a year, which means the Titans are going to be good, and that means that Cam Ward's going to have a good year. So you should be happy about that.
Right.
And he leaves and he goes and gets a job. Just go hire Kevin O'Connell when he gets fired in Minnesota, and there's your OC.
Right. Bring him back down here.
I am totally good with that.
Yeah.
Because I think he's I think he's a good head coach too. But I
So
think he's a good OC.
So there's the debate. Why did you let Sam Darnold go?
Didn't want to pay him. I get it. Like, there were people that were bringing up, okay, bring him here and pay him here, and I thought about it, but my thing was, how do you know he's going to be able to do here what he did there?
He's not.
And he probably wouldn't have. I think he was in the right offense there. He
Mhm.
basically went to the same offense in Seattle.
Yep.
He had better weapons.
Better weapons.
I think he had better weapons in Seattle than he was going to have in Minnesota.
Well, it's pretty good, too, when you got a smothering
He
defense
had
like
Jefferson,
they've got.
but
They
I
got
think right now today, would you take Smith and Jigba or Justin Jefferson?
Smith and Jigba.
Yeah, me
I
too.
would, yeah.
I think he's the best. I think he's the best receiver in the league.
Jefferson's become a whiny ass.
Yep.
Up there,
Yep.
in which
I agree.
I don't want that.
I think they try and move him this year.
Maybe here.
Now, yeah, in that case, I would take him here.
Yeah, and then we'll play that soundbite. Hey, you called me a whiny ass. You're here. Yeah, I did. Because you were, and you have been. But it wouldn't have happened here. But with Minnesota, with O'Connell, if you made the call, you want to pay him. It's not like I'm paying him. It's the owner's got money to pay these guys, and you're going to have to overpay for a quarterback. And now Sam Darnold's going to the Super Bowl. I think they win by 3 touchdowns. That offense is so good. That defense is smothering, and Darnold will get a Super Bowl. So we'll see what happens. But don't look at the 2026 draft for quarterbacks.
No.
It's pretty bad. Some have said it could be the worst drafting year ever for quarterbacks.
I don't know why I think this. I don't know why. But I feel like so it's basically Mendoza,
Ty Simpson.
yeah,
exactly.
I'm blanking. Pavia is one. Which who knows? Who's Miami's quarterback? Why am I blanking? Carson Beck. And then
They say
there's
he's
one more.
He's a 4th rounder, man.
I think Simpson might end up being the best out of the draft, and I have no idea. I have nothing to back that up on.
Simpson, hey? Yes,
Like,
sir.
I think if you give Mendoza, like, who's going to be his Charlie Becker with the Raiders? You got to find him that type of guy.
Well, I was listening to Dan Patrick today, and he was talking about trading that pick. Trade number one. You got so many because you want the Derek Carr situation for Houston. You get a quarterback before you get offensive line. Then Derek Carr spends the majority of his career at the Texans on his butt. Or do you the way Mark Davis stared at Mendoza in that game, he ain't trading that pick.
He had a infatuation with him.
Yeah, he did.
But I mean, if you're them, could you trade that pick, go sign Kirk Cousins as your stopgap because Atlanta's probably gonna release him. Go get a veteran guy. It didn't even have to be Kirk Cousins. It can be somebody else. Go get a veteran guy to be the stopgap. Trade that picks, get a bunch of picks, and build that way.
I think Mark Davis is so weird that he enjoys having the number one pick.
Yeah,
because he can put him out there. That's our number one guy. We got the Heisman Trophy winner. We got Mendoza. It feels good. I think they pick it. Brady loves him. It's a done deal, I think.
We have a caller, Big Shark, on Justin Jefferson. So let's see where this goes. What's up, Big Shark?
Man, how you guys doing? I'm just riding in this afternoon, this snow day, and I'm listening to you guys talk about, the past Titans Super Bowl. And I remember sitting there with my granddad. It was back, when I was about 8, and we watched that heartbreaking loss. But I've always been a Minnesota Vikings fan, just for the simple fact of Randy Moss and the Thanksgiving Day performance back in '98. The big game on TV. I was 6 years old, so I've always loved the purple and gold. But as a Tennessee guy, I've always been a Titans games. My dad's been a season ticket holder since they got here. So, I love the Titans too. But for the comment on Justin Jefferson being a whiny baby, Justin Jefferson has never, ever complained. Never come out to the media and say, oh, they need to feed me the ball. Oh, they need to do this, they need to do that. He's never been a self-centered guy. He's just put up numbers. And that's what a lot of people can't grasp and understand how and why he's doing that, because he's had like 75 different quarterbacks. The guy's elite. And
no, I get it. You're right.
And I do want to touch on your comment where you said, oh, if they want to move him this season, we would definitely take him. Of course you would, because, he's elite and he's never cried. He'll make any quarterback look like an all-pro level quarterback. As you can see with Cam Ward, no weapons.
Now he's complained. He's complained. We saw games.
Not complaining.
He was complaining about getting the ball, not throwing the ball. In one game, he got one target. And he lost his mind. He was mad.
Well, let's go back and let's see how many times he's complained, but let's see how many times he's produced. As we've seen over the last, however many seasons he's been in, 6 seasons, 7 seasons, he's had 1,000 yards every year. He's doing what he's supposed to do. So if you're that high of a guy, like if you're that elite and you're getting that type of production when you do get the ball, don't you think he can say, well, if they're not giving me the ball or not throwing me the ball 10 times a game, how are we going to win? Because at the end of the day, look at Minnesota. Look, we don't have a running game. Addison's not there. Hawkins, he's, iffy here and there. So, we do need to depend on that guy that we paid all this money to, because he is elite. He's shown that he's elite. He took Josh Dobbs and made him look like the astronaut. They were talking about him working at NASA because of Justin Jefferson. Come on, man. Let's be logical here. He's never really been a whiny baby, but if he does speak and say, hey, let me get the ball 10, 12 times a game, okay, why not? They give it to Jamar Chase, and look at the Bengals. They don't win either. So what's the difference?
Yeah, that's fair. Hey, Big Shark, thanks for calling in. Don't be a stranger. Good call.
Man, no problem, bro. Y'all have a good one, man. Skol.
You too, brother. Appreciate it. Look, and I think we know this because we've worked with enough, and they've admitted it. Wide receivers are going to complain that if they don't get the ball, no matter what. Every wide receiver wants the ball in every play. Derek Mason has said it. Chris Sanders has said it. We've heard others say it. I want the ball on every play. Okay. Now, realistically, that's not going to happen. But I will say that I think there are times. I think with Jefferson, he's still an elite receiver. Mm-hmm. I just think the talent around him isn't as good anymore. And
Okay.
that's where you see some of the maybe displeasure.
All right. Well, if you're going to be a leader, to be yelling at your coaches, yelling at your teammates, I'm not a fan of all that. I'm
Sure.
just a different.
I
I'm not
get-
going to dispute that he's a great receiver, would be great here in Nashville. But look, man, I mean, sometimes you got to be an example. And I've just never been a fan of guys who scream at coaches.
Yeah. Okay. Totally understand that. We will have more coming, including who's up next.
Next, talk about a fundraiser happening next week with former Cy Young winner Barry Zito benefiting a high school program right here in Middle Tennessee. So it'll be a lot of fun. It's happening next week, but we'll talk to the head coach of Lawson High School next.
We will do that. Coming up, Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game.
All right, welcome back here to the Chase and Big Joe Show live at the Omni Nashville Hotel, downtown Nashville. There's the party buses never end. The one just passed by with about 15 people on it. Oh, goodness. All right, the party never ends in Nashville. Speaking of a good time, next Thursday night, a nice event happening benefiting Lawson High School. Barry Zito is going to be a featured speaker next week at Tailgate Brewery to raise money, raise funds for Lawson High School baseball program. With that, let's bring in the head coach of Lawson High School, our dear friend of the show, Kobe Ginsberg. Kobe, good afternoon, Bubba.
Hey, good to talk to you guys. Thanks for having me. Hey, one correction real quick. It's next Saturday, not Thursday.
Saturday? Wait, Saturday? Yeah. February the 7th, right?
Yeah.
God, where have I been? My bad, buddy. February the 7th, Saturday.
And that's good information for you because I would have hated for you to show up Thursday night.
I've only got all information right here in front of my face. I can't even read that. Good Lord. You just do the segment, and I'll come back in 10 minutes. You got Barry Zito happening. First of all, let's talk about, we bring this up every time, what you baseball coaches in Middle Tennessee do, especially Metro. I mean, you spend so much money out of pocket. Baseballs, marking the fields. If you need something fixed, you do it. Paying umpires. I mean, it's almost like it's a full-time job with zero benefits.
Yeah, 1,000%. You know, I make this comment every time I'm on, you know, and this is not an indictment on the district, but the district is so big that they can't financially support any of the teams. So we are on our own. So we're self-sufficient. So that the way we do that is via fundraising and like this first pitch dinner that we're doing, and we had a golf tournament in the fall, and it's just, you know, the support that we get from the community. I have an amazing booster club that handles all this and helps kind of put it all together. So it makes my life a little easier. But yeah, at the end of the day, like if we don't raise the money to support the program, we won't be able to run it, you know, and that's in umpires, baseballs, equipment, anything we need, grass, seed, whatever you want to talk about that requires to run a good baseball program that we have to fundraise to do.
Was it 3 or 4 years in a row you had a storm came through, knocked down a large part of your outfield fence?
Yeah, it happened at Hillwood like 3 years in a row, and then when we moved over to Lawson, the new high school in Bellevue, it happened last year too. So maybe it's me. I don't know.
Yeah, right. All right. What's the website people can go to? We'll get that out of the way right now. Can go to for information. That is
LawsonBaseball.com. It's not www. It's just LawsonBaseball.com. They can go there. They can purchase tickets. We have sponsorship availability. Any kind of donations. We're going to have a big silent auction that's going to be live here tomorrow, I believe. And so it's going to be up for a week, and we have a lot of great stuff on there.
Very good. Barry Zito is going to be the featured speaker. How's your relationship with Barry Zito? And I just think this is very cool that a former Cy Young winner, World Series champion, is lending his time to help you guys raise money.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a great get for us. He's a great guy. You know this, but Nashville doesn't. In my previous life, I was one of you. I was in the media, and so I covered Barry in the early 2000s as part of those Moneyball teams in the Bay Area. And like, you know, when he was going through that Cy Young year, it was must-see TV. I mean, that 12-6 breaking ball, like my favorite thing was to watch it release out of his hand and watch him walk back to the dugout before it landed. I mean, but on top of that, he's so much more than baseball. You know, he moved here towards the end of his career, he was playing for the Sounds, and he moved here because he's in the music business. Fun fact, his dad was a road manager for Nat King Cole, so he's always been around music, and he's now a recording star, and he was on Masked Singer during the COVID year and finished 4th as the rhinoceros. So like he's an interesting guy. He's a great guy, and I can't wait. You know, it's kind of a full circle moment for me to be able to have him come support our team.
You had last year Tony Vitello helped out and did this. When you reach out to people like Zito and Vitello, I mean their time is limited, but the fact that they do this to help out programs like this, I got to think, Kobe, this doesn't happen everywhere.
I mean, it's, you know, I spend a lot of time in building relationships so that I can, you know, call on them in situations like this where we need somebody like a Tony Vitello, like a Barry Zito, like a big name that can come and like put in front of our first pitch dinner so that it draws people, but they're happy to do it because, you know, the relationships that I've built with them.
Kobe Ginsberg, head baseball coach at Lawson High School. LawsonBaseball.com is the event next Saturday at Tailgate Brewery. When you go through a season, what becomes the biggest expense? Baseballs?
I mean, baseballs this year, we just ordered ours for the year. They're $100 a dozen now. We go through about 15 to 20 of them. So they're just starting right there. And then for one game, umpires for one varsity game is $200 just for one game, and we play 30. So like you do the math right there. So, you know, it's not a cheap sport. I'd argue besides football, it's probably the most expensive sport to run. And on top of that, we have to pay for maintaining the grass, which is $5,000 to $7,000 a year. So you give the kids that's the whole thing. We want to give the kids the best experience so that, you know, it's the old look good, play good thing. And that's what we try to do.
Yeah, and this is it. We talk about this is not an indictment on Metro. It's just that these are things that come up that you got to pay for during the season. And you mentioned the umpires and the fencing and everything else that goes on like this. I mean, this is – I know you got a full-time job, but I think you got to probably put 60 hours in doing this.
Oh, at least, you know, and I always joke, like, being the head coach of a program is like coaching is like ninth on the list because you're having to worry about like the budget and scheduling and all that stuff. And now so my assistant coaches get to reap the benefits of just actually getting to coach baseball and coach the kids. But I do it for the love of the kids. Like, again, we want to give them the best opportunity to succeed. We had an unbelievable year last year for a Metro team. We went to lost in the sectionals last year, and you know we're right back there again this year. Hopefully to be able to take it just a tick further.
Barry Zito is going to be the featured speaker next Saturday at Tailgate Brewery, and fans have opportunity to come out and talk to him, take pictures and everything, I would assume.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, last year Tony was unbelievable. He signed every autograph. He took every picture. Talked to everybody that wanted to talk to him. Obviously, Tony's a rock star and on his way up to the big leagues now. But as far as Barry, like, you know, they all get a chance to come say hi and see him. And like, you know, younger kids don't even like my players. I had to make them look up who he was, you know, because they're all worried about what's in front of them. But like the dads are like unbelievable. I can't wait to see him. Now
you have a relationship. You do travel ball. You're a very successful travel ball coach, but a lot of, you know, you give back because it's important for these kids at Lawson High School who are not going to go and play in the major leagues. Very few do, even at the highest levels. But the fact that you go back, was it important? Why is it important for you to be the coach at a public high school?
Because I'm passionate about the game and about, you know, keeping it alive. And not that Lawson's in the inner city, but Metro's an inner city school district. And like, you know, there's programs that are dying, and I would really hate that and honestly, the bottom line is because it's so expensive. Like it's pushing people that are less fortunate away. And so like, I'm passionate about making sure that happens. That's why I started the Mookie Bets, you know, like Mookie's writes a check for our tournament at the beginning of the year to cover all the expenses so that the less fortunate teams are able to play some free games and not have to worry about anything else. And so like, you know, I'm getting involved with the RBI program again. So like, I really am passionate about keeping of making the sport of baseball more prominent again, because it is dying for sure in the inner cities.
Yeah, I know that. And I don't know how much you want to talk about it, but a big supporter of yours has been you and Mike Vrabel are very, very close. He supported your programs. Yeah. It's cool to have a guy who's, you know, going to the Super Bowl, still very involved in Nashville with you and supporting things.
Yeah, I mean, he's you know, I coached Mike's kid in travel ball. You mentioned do travel ball too. I coached him when they lived here, and I just kind of laugh now. How about hey Titans, how we looking now? You guys are happy with that move? Like,
right.
But I'm not trying to offend any of your sponsors or whatever, but like, I mean, I couldn't love it more for him because like, he's an amazing guy, like very supportive, was always at games, cheering as loud as he could. You hear that voice that you see on TV, and he was that guy in the stands cheering for everybody, not just his kid. Like he loves baseball too, and he loves the sport, and like so that relationship has been really special too.
I love it. Again, next Saturday, Tailgate Brewery, LawsonBaseball.com. Barry Zito raising money for the program. It'd be a fun night. I look forward to being out there and seeing everybody again. It was fun last year. You talk about Tony Vitello. I mean, he was like an hour longer than he was going to be talking to everybody, signing autographs, pictures, and I assume Barry Zito will be the same thing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Tony told me when he walked in the door last year, he goes, "Hey, just shut me up whenever you want to." And I'm like, that's all right, bud. Talk all night. I don't really care.
That's right. He did do that. That was fun. LawsonBaseball.com next Saturday. Kobe, thank you, man. We'll see you out there. I hope we raise a lot of money. Again, it's for the kids and give them an opportunity so they don't have to worry about anything. Appreciate your passion, my friend. We'll see you next week.
Appreciate you, Joe. We'll see you next week. Saturday, not Thursday. Yep.
Saturday, not Thursday. Exactly right. Kobe Ginsberg, head baseball coach at Lawson High School. Chase and I and Dr. Crane are very, very hyper local for events, fundraisers happening. So always reach out to us. We'll help spread the word because it's about the kids when you come down to it. So we'll appreciate Kobe for that. I will come back in the 2 o'clock hour. Casey Alexander, head basketball coach at Belmont, will join us. Sean Henry, the Nashville Predators at 2:30. At 2:45. America's favorite game, celebrity birthdays. This is the Chase and Big Joe Show, live at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 102.5 The Game.
Hour number 3, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, The Game here on this Friday. Hope you're having a great day. We are live at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Kitchen Notes. We always enjoy our time here. And we always enjoy our conversations with our next guests. And, you know, it's been a minute, and that's on us. We need to change that. We bring in Casey Alexander, head coach of the Belmont Bruins men's basketball team. Casey, how the heck are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
We're doing fantastic and excited to talk to you about your team. But I'll start with, is everybody on your team and you guys been safe with all the ice and everything? And I know probably having to battle some power loss.
Yeah, we've got a couple of coaches still without power at home. And, obviously at college campus, they get that power back up and running pretty quickly. So the team's been fine. We've functioned mostly normal as usual. So yeah, everything's fine.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. So tell us a bit about your club and how you feel like things have going. Now you're in the heart of conference schedule, which obviously is always a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. Just flipped past the halfway mark in the league. Overall, it's been good. I mean, teams 19-3 were, I don't know, low 60s in all the rankings that you could look at, I think, which for a mid-major says a lot about overall strength, but we got a long way to go. It's been a good team, a lot of guys turning, kind of have had a lot of success, but again, Murray State tomorrow night, battle for first place, in the stretch of games down the home stretch. That's always going to be difficult as you lead toward conference play.
These games against Murray State have been fun for years, it seems like. And you take them on tomorrow at the Curb Event Center. What have you been able to learn about them as you look at film and all of that?
Yeah, they're super talented. They're a little bit of a losing streak right now. Last week they were in first place, and we were trying to catch them. Now we're a game ahead. So we're first and second, but they've got great talent. They've had they score, I think, 86, 87 points per game, really play with a lot of pace. It should be an awesome game to watch. I mean, for anybody that's just a casual fan out there that wants some good hoops, it would be a really fun game to watch. I anticipate a great atmosphere, two teams that score a lot. I've had a lot of success, a rivalry game, just kind of everything wrapped up into a nice little ball, and a lot better than being outside, of course.
Talking to Casey Alexander, head basketball coach over at Belmont. National televised game, too. Those are good, right? I mean, because you hit an audience that might not know Belmont basketball, but what an atmosphere to be tomorrow night over there, Murray State. This is going to be fun, right?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, that's what it's all about. The league's got a great package of games. This one, I think, is CBS Sports Network. Maybe we've got several ESPN slots throughout the year, and the league does a great job of kind of highlighting the biggest matchups. Right now with two teams that are battling for first in a rivalry game, it should be good. Joe, I want to say this to you as well. I heard on the intro that you were Nashville's media darling, and I want to apologize. I didn't know that, but I'm not surprised.
Thank you, Coach. I mean, I've won that award 25 years in a row, so I'll take that to the grave.
Who puts that award out, though?
I'm not sure who does that. That's okay, but I love you and I love Belmont basketball, so I think this is great. So I lend my support. We always talk about. I think we talked about this a long time ago with you about when you have exams in December, it's tough to get the guys to focus and everything. What we're going through now as a city. You talk about the power of some of your coaches being out. Is it tougher now, with a situation like it's happening around, to focus on the court when you're really worried about your friends and neighbors?
It's a mixed bag. Obviously, anytime routine is broken, that's not great for sports teams and coaches, that thrive on routine and discipline and kind of doing the same thing at the same times every day. And so, yeah, that's disruptive. And it's definitely a reminder that, God, there's so many things that are more important than Belmont versus Murray State, right? But at the same time, we've got a job to do, and the games will play on, and it's our job to be ready. And so you just kind of have to put one foot in front of the other and try to go about your business like everything is normal as best you can.
Oh, absolutely. It's funny. We talk to coaches all the time, and, coaches can't tell you many wins, but I bet you could tell me all your losses this year, right?
Yeah, real fast. I could. Yeah, it's just the nature of the game. Winning is a relief. in almost every circumstance. It's just a relief, and then losing is pure hell, basically.
Yeah. You lose to Southern Illinois by a point. Then now you've rattled off 6 in a row. What lesson did you approach practice any different? Did you have a different message, or finally it's like, now we're getting hot at the right time? What all came together for this nice streak?
Yeah, I mean, it's a long season, so I think the more you do it, the more as a coach you realize, literally not to make the highs too high and the lows too low. And in this league, gosh, the winner of this league is typically going to lose 4, 5, 6 games. It's just a really tough league, and so you don't get overwhelmed by it. But truthfully, we have not played as well. We've won 6 in a row, but we have not. We were playing much better before conference play started. We've lost our point guard. That's been part of that. So we kind of had to regather ourselves. But it's really a long haul thing that you just try to stay focused on. We've lost 2 conference games. In the first one, we had the ball with 5.9 seconds to go, down 1, and missed a layup that would have won the game. And in the other loss, we were up 1 with 5.4 seconds to go, and the other team made their layup to win by 1. So both losses are 1 point at the buzzer, literally at the buzzer.
We're talking to Casey Alexander, the basketball coach at Belmont. And look, I've been to games at Curb Event Center. I know that the fans bring it, but, with it being a big conference battle in Murray State, I would put that as a rivalry. What do you need from your fan base tomorrow?
Yeah, we need our fan base and just anybody who cares about basketball to throw on a red and blue shirt and come to the game. It is a fun game. Murray will bring a lot of people. Their fan base is as good as anybody's around. And so it just should be a great environment. It's a rare doubleheader. Our women actually played Murray at 4, which almost never happens anymore. And both of those teams are playing for first place as well. So Belmont, Murray, women, men, first place. Not much better to do, in my opinion, than to come to the game.
Do we expect to see Coach Bird somewhere in the audience checking things out?
Coach Bird will be there for sure. Coach Bird is without power. He was at practice yesterday. He's toughing it out without power, but he'll be at the game just to get warm, if nothing else.
Well, that's good. Coach, you got 5 guys in double-digit scoring. What does that say about your basketball team?
Yeah, I mean, balance is important. Tyler Lundblade has carried us all year, reigning 3-point champion as far as nationally. Literally, he was the best 3-point shooter in the country last year. So he has carried us, but we have a lot of weapons. Anybody who follows our program would probably say that offensively we've always done fairly well. And a little side note here, field goal percentage offense, we're literally number 1 in the country. Nobody better with effective field goal percentage than we are. So if we can keep from turning it over and maybe make a few free throws, then we'll be pretty good, I think.
That's pretty. I mean, that's a pretty good stat right there. Be number 1 in the country in field goal percentage. That's well done. Is that something that you talk about with the guys, or you just don't bring it up at all?
Well, it's a combination of a lot of things. I mean, it's you have to be an unselfish team to get something like that accomplished. You got to have good offensive players to get something like that accomplished. I'm an analytics fan, and so I talk numbers and stats to those guys all the time. Not so much to pat ourselves on the back, but like, hey, here's where we are in this. Here's how we need to improve offensively. Here's what the numbers say. So, for example, yeah, we're number 1 in field goal percentage, but overall offensively we're 58 out of 365. All right. So where's the breakdown? The breakdown comes from turnovers, empty possessions at the free throw line. We're not a good free throw shooting team, and we're not a great offensive rebounding team. So even though when we get shots on goal, we're good, but when we don't, it really hurts us.
You got a good pregame message for the team tomorrow? We're gonna play a little video for them, getting fired up. You got anything going?
If they need me for motivation for this game or any game, we're in trouble. I try to speak the facts and make sure we're ready to play, and I'll leave all the hype to them. They do a pretty good job being ready to go.
All right, that's good.
Should I pipe you in? You can leave me a message, and I'll play it for the team pregame if you want me to do that.
We'll record one for you.
Yeah, you got one coming, absolutely. but if you lose, we never send it. But you're going to win, so I'm not worried about it. I love asking this question to basketball coaches. You're down 1, 10 seconds to go. You get the ball for rebound. You're going down the court. You call a timeout?
No.
You let it go.
Knows what they're doing. Yeah, it all depends, honestly. I mean, it's sometimes you have a defensive team out there because you're trying to get the stop, And so, when you get the ball in front court, you might call timeout to get your best offensive guys out there. But generally, I mean, anytime I feel like I have enough time to verbalize what I want to our team, I would rather play the possession out than I would call a timeout. If I feel scattered, I'll call timeout. If we got the wrong guys out there, I'll call timeout. But all things being equal, we're going to play. We won a game like that at Drake actually this year. Almost the exact same scenario you just described. We did not call timeout. We basically won at the buzzer.
And is that just to keep them off balance?
Yeah, I mean, I put myself in the other team's shoes. If I were coaching the defense in that case, I would much rather have a timeout to talk to my team and say, hey, let's be ready for this. We're going to double team if they do that. Get my best guys out there, make sure we have matchups right. Like, if I could get my defense organized and set and ready to guard the possession, I feel like I got a much better chance to get a stop. And so offensively, I don't call timeout for that very reason.
Love it. Thank you.
I want to go to back. Casey Alexander is with us. I want to go back to something on free throws. Have you noticed? Because I feel like I see this in college basketball that and I don't have all the numbers in front of me. I have yours, but the free throw percentage is probably down, maybe what it used to be. Is that just because the game's changed and maybe there's not as much of an emphasis on it? Because I can remember in high school, my coach wouldn't let us be done with practice until everybody made their free throws.
Yeah, that's I don't think it can just be a coincidence. I think some of this, and this doesn't apply to you, but more so to me and everybody that played before me, before the 3-point line, that 1 point was really critical. And so there was a lot more emphasis on making sure, that you maximized, your opportunities at the free throw line. Now games are a lot more high scoring, a lot more possessions in a game. 3-point shooting is paramount. There hardly even any centers in the game anymore. Everybody plays out on the floor. Most people shoot it, so it just doesn't have the emphasis that it used to. There are plenty of teams out there that shoot them great. We're just not one of them. We have 2 guys that are woeful at the 3-point line, at the free throw line, and the rest of the team is probably 80% or better, but the 2 guys that shoot the most are our worst 2. And therefore we got the number we have.
Yeah, no, I was just curious of your thoughts on it, but I appreciate the time as always. Good luck tomorrow against Murray State, and we'll talk to you definitely before the season is over. Always love these chats with you, but best of luck.
I appreciate you guys. I've enjoyed it. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely. Casey Alexander, Belmont men's basketball coach, joining us on the program, and again, they will take on Murray State tomorrow at Kurbovitz Center. It is a doubleheader with the women playing before them. So if you're like the rest of Nashville that has been just trapped and wanting to do something,
right,
head to the Curb Event Center tomorrow night. Check it out.
It's a great atmosphere, and we love Coach Alexander. I mean, that's pretty good to be number 1 in field goal percentage, but we need to send them we don't need to mess with them. We don't.
He said we can do it.
They're 19-3. I mean, they lost 2 games by a point.
Here's what I love. I love that we have the relationship with all these coaches in different sports, that we can have those philosophical, how things have changed, from back in the day, like he said, free throws, there was such an emphasis on free throws. Like, we blast that Memphis team that lost to Kansas in the national championship because they couldn't hit free throws.
That's right.
And so it's and like, I still have in my head of, they're called free throws. Like, you have to make those. But now you got everybody jacking threes from outside, and the big game is not what it used to be. So I love those philosophical conversations. We'll have more coming from the Omni Nashville Hotel at Kitchen Notes, 102.5 The Game. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. I love Dr. Crane on the ones and twos.
It's a great song,
'Cause you
too.
never know what he's going to pull out. I appreciate Casey Alexander for joining us here on the program as they got a big one tomorrow. We told you this yesterday, but Vanderbilt and Ole Miss will play tomorrow. That game now a 5 o'clock tip, and it is at Memorial Gym, where they have moved that to Nashville. And so Clay was planning to go down at Ole Miss, but he won't be able to go now. So sorry, Clay.
Sorry, buddy.
Clay has showed up and was entertaining us, but should be a fun one.
It should be real quick. There is a parody account out there which said Marcus Freeman's leaving Notre Dame, going to Arizona.
Oh, no.
He is not doing that. So it's everywhere. That's a parody account. And then word comes that Lou Holtz, according to some people, has entered hospice care. He's 89 years old.
But that is true, unfortunately.
That
right?
is true. Yes. Yep.
Yeah. I hate seeing that with the Hall of Fame coach. But
won the title at Notre Dame in 88. He's one of those coaches that went to the said, I could do the NFL, went to the Jets and was terrible with the Jets. Went back to Arkansas, then ended up going to Minnesota for 1 year, then ended up at Notre Dame. Stayed out. Notre Dame time was over. Then he went to South Carolina. And then now, I loved when he was ESPN. What did him, Reese Davis, and Mark May on Saturday nights were great. Were funny.
Before Reese went to game day.
Yeah, really funny. That was the judge. They had the trial and everything going on.
Yep.
So he's an iconic figure in college sports. Lou Holtz, 89 years old.
Yeah, well, we hate to see that for sure, but I lost my train of thought.
That's
sorry.
okay. We've got Clay here with us, so good to see you, Clay.
Clay, were you going to call in today? No?
Yeah,
okay.
He was.
If he, I mean,
he heard kitchen
he heard
notes
kitchen
beyond
notes.
me. Had to come down and do this.
Okay.
We love. You gonna go see Barry Zito next week at Tailgate?
Well, if we're
Brewery?
going to keep talking to him, put the headset on.
Put the headset on. Oh my god.
This may be dangerous. You put it on the other way. You got it backwards.
Put it on the other. Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
It's like talking him through. There we go, pal. Can you hear?
Yeah.
There you go.
Sound great.
All right,
man.
Clay is with us.
Glad you're wearing socks today too. You very rarely wear.
I
socks.
do like the jacket, the Columbia Vandy jacket. That's a nice jacket.
Ordered online.
Yeah, there you go.
What about
Great.
that hat? Did you get that at free hat night at Memorial Gym?
No, too expensive at the bookstore.
Bookstores are expensive.
$28.
So where'd you get that one?
At the bookstore.
Oh, you did go to the bookstore. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
That's good. What about that Vanderbilt basketball team, huh?
Doing pretty good.
A little skid for a little bit. You like it when they beat Kentucky, though?
That was a lot of fun.
Where'd you watch the game?
I'll be honest. When I found out 30 minutes before the game started that, Duke Miles was out too, I didn't give us much of a chance. I really didn't.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm shocked that.
So you're a doubting Thomas.
No, he's lived it enough. He's just like, I've seen too much to can't get too high, can't get too low. I get it.
Who's your favorite all-time Vandy basketball player?
No question, Shane Foster.
Yeah. That's a good one.
It's pretty good.
I love Shane Foster.
Better than Billy DeSpaltro?
Billy DeSpaltro probably had the most tennis shoes of any Vanderbilt basketball players.
Yeah.
Supposedly he had like 60 pair or something, I heard.
Who was the swishing physician? What's that guy's name?
Charles Mays.
Charles Mays. That's right. Yeah. Best Vanderbilt basketball player is Scott Giroud. I mean, with the perm, 6 feet tall, shooting 40-footers.
NIT MVP.
He was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Who'd they beat? St. Louis?
I think that's right.
With Anthony Bonner back in the day?
That's correct.
Who beat him in 94? I don't remember. That's when Billy McCaffrey got into the argument with the AD, right?
Correct.
Who was the AD back then? Todd
Paul
Turner?
Houlihan.
Paul Houlihan.
I'm drawing a blank. I should remember.
You're not drawing anything.
Who they lost to in
94?
94.
Yeah.
It was in the finals they lost.
Yep.
I don't remember.
Because 93, they went to the Sweet 16.
Correct.
Lost to Temple.
Correct.
Will you move your mic up just a little bit because it's on the thing?
It's on the zipper.
On
There
the
you go.
zipper.
Never mind. Don't want to get caught in the zipper.
I got to look that up now. 94. Who they lost
94.
to?
Let me look it up. By the way, the NFL informed its clubs today that it's projecting that the 2026 salary cap will be in the range of $301.2 to $305.7 million per club. That is up from $279.2 and nearly $100 million over the cap that it was in 2022.
Holy cow. It's a lot of money.
Over $300 million. That's the salary cap.
Oh, they got enough of that. Vanderbilt lost to Villanova in the 1994 NIT championship.
Would have never remembered that.
They remembered they went, though.
He does.
Right?
Of course he does. All right, Clay, we got to go to break.
All right.
Good job.
See ya.
Well, welcome. That's Clay, everybody. Coming up next, Sean Henry going to join us, CEO of the Nashville Predators. We'll tell you about some cool stuff that they have going on, trying to help out the community. That is all ahead. Chasing Big Joe live with Omni, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. here on this Friday at Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Hope you are all having a good day. We'll have Sean Henry join us here in just a second. I think Nick is getting him on the line right now. But we told you about this earlier today. I want to pass it along again that Bridgestone Arena, community members can visit the arena it opened at 11:30 today till 4:30 to charge devices, fill up water bottles, enjoy a meal, courtesy of the Preds and concession partner Delaware North. Tomorrow, the Harlem Globetrotters will play 2 games at the arena, and they're providing an allocation of 500 complimentary tickets to each of the Saturday events to individuals and families impacted by the storm. To talk more about this, we say hello to Sean Henry, CEO of the Nashville Predators, who joins us now. Sean, this is awesome. Yet another cool thing that you and the Predators are doing for the community.
Well, it's funny, and you know how I feel about Nashville and how Nashville helps Nashville all the time. And, if we're fortunate enough to be able to be open with power, it's just nice to be able to kick those doors open and give a few people a chance to get warm, charge some devices, but maybe more importantly, show that, someone cares a little bit about them. It's a pretty good vibe going on right now in the concourse.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. And also with the Globetrotters playing tomorrow at 2 and 7 in partnership with Bridgestone Arena, they have the $500 general admission tickets that I mentioned, and with each ticket, a $10 food and beverage voucher that can be used at concession stands around the arena. Guests may pick up tickets 4 per person at the following locations while supplies last. The Bridgestone Arena box office can do that until 5 o'clock today, and then both Ford Ice Centers in Antioch and Bellevue until 6 o'clock today. So that's where you can go get all of that. And, I think for some people, it'd just be nice to get out of the house and do something.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Our son's without power, so we got lucky. They came over our house, but I know they're going a little stir crazy with their 2 children. So hopefully this gives people a chance to, go do something. And most importantly, have some fun. Globetrotters is one of the most fun events you can come to begin with. So if we get a chance to make it a little bit easier, let some families come out and, forget about the storm or the darkness, it's a good thing. And on the other hand, you're going to laugh too. So it's fun.
I want to, I know you guys don't like patting yourselves on the back and all of that, but you should, because in times like this, and even in times where things are great, the Predators and the Preds Foundation always find a way to make Nashville just a little bit better. And I think especially in these times where a lot of people are going through it, you guys step up in a big way. And just on behalf of Nashville, I want to say thank you to all of you for doing that.
Well, I appreciate that. But you know what? We're pretty lucky as an organization. Our ownership group, obviously led by Bill Haslam, are, people that live and love Tennessee. And, they help when they can, and we all take help, when we need it. But it's the right thing to do. And we always say, if you're a sports team, all you do is win or lose games or host an event or two, and you don't, flip that attention you get or the Central 5 location that you're in and, open your doors when you can, I think you're probably missing the best part of life. And unfortunately, we can't always do it. Sometimes we have other events going on or you're preparing for things. But when you can, it's nice to. And then when you have really good partners like Delaware North, like, the Globetrotters. You think about the Globetrotters, they're working with us saying, you know what, let's give away some tickets instead of selling those last tickets. So sports entertainment industry is really, really good when it's good. And I'm just proud to be able to work with so many good people.
Talking to Sean Henry on the Chase and McJoe show. Sean, what are the chances tomorrow at 7 o'clock that the Globetrotters will throw confetti on me? I got front row seats. Is that going to happen?
I always thought it was an actual bucket of water that someone tricked them with a bucket of confetti. But anyone that knows me, Joe, knows literally my favorite event is whoever's playing tonight. But the truth is, I love the Globetrotters more than anything in the world. And I defy anyone to come out and not just sit back and laugh and have fun. I'm mad, though, because my youngest is 18. Our oldest granddaughter is only 2.5. And I'm bringing her out tomorrow at 2. But she won't really enjoy it that much until next year. She'll enjoy cotton candy and popcorn.
And time with her grandpa.
Yeah. So you should bring your granddaughter, too. But again, they're a year or two away from really, really enjoying it. But I just love them. I really do. And like for you and I at our age, you can name Curly Neal and Meadowlark Lennon and Goose Goslin and all those guys that, they were a cartoon, remember?
That's right.
It was amazing. They were even on Scooby-Doo once.
They were. And they made it to Gilligan's Island one time too, right?
They made it to and off. That's how talented they were. They forgot to take the 7 castaways with them, though.
That's right. Well, maybe that was a good thing. We got 2 games next week, Monday and Wednesday before the break, and the team pick up some points in the conversation for the playoff. It's a good time, but 2 games next week, and then Wednesday, the Luke Bryan bobblehead night. That'll be fun.
Yeah, it will be. And, even right now, this, road trip they're on, 2 out of 4 points, heartbreaker, both losing in overtime. Tomorrow's a big game. Hopefully you end up with 4 out of 6 points. Then you come home. It'd be good to send the team off to Washington and the Olympics in a really positive way. So it should be a fun time. So get out here and let's cheer this team on.
Let's do it. The other question.
Games have been amazing at home. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They have been. When is the next Nashville Predator beanie giveaway night? I told you. It's the greatest promotion you guys have ever done.
I think we did the last one for this year. We just did the co-branded UT Preds beanie. I know you were probably here on Saturday, and that was a pretty cool day for it. Not many people were here, unfortunately, because of the storm. So we might have a few orange ones laying around that people can pick up on Monday or Wednesday.
I love it. I think I see Preds beanies everywhere. I mean, it's the greatest promotion I've ever seen. So thank you for that, because on days when it's minus 50, my bald head is very warm because of the generosity of one Sean Henry.
Well, I hope you guys do a survey. Are they beanies? Are they skull caps? Are they toques? Are they, what are they?
I think it's kind of like, do you call it soda or a soft drink or pop or just Coke or whatever? I mean, I really think it's geographical of how you answer that.
Yeah, but there's only one right answer. I'm not going to declare what it is, but I think a beanie is, a little thing that sits on top of your hat with a helicopter above it. Like, the kid from Adam's family used to wear it.
Sean Henry is with us, CEO of the Nashville Predators. We have the DVD has the privilege to talk to Barry Trotz every Tuesday, and Barry is very transparent about his thoughts and where things are with the team. What's kind of your role with the hockey ops point of view this time of year, approaching the Olympic break, approaching the trade deadline, and kind of watching this team battle night in and night out in a really tight Western Conference for a playoff spot?
I find myself saying this every year, and I think everyone does. Oh, my gosh, it's so tight. So many teams are bundled up. This year, I don't think anyone's ever seen anything like it. From, last place, to the second wild card spot or first in both conferences, it's a handful of points apart. So you can go from wishing you're going to win the lottery to getting in the playoffs and everything in between. And it's going to make for an interesting trade deadline across the league. There are going to be some teams thinking that, they have a chance to stay in it, so they might not move too many players. Some that might acquire someone, maybe they shouldn't. I think teams in our position should be looking at it in a very, calculated way, realistic way of what type of team are we, what can we do? If you get in the playoffs, you catch magic. I heard Joe say it yesterday. Remember 2017, we were the 16th seed, and we had a pretty fun year, going into that. Now, if you remember that year, we didn't make a lot of moves to bring, move 20 picks to bring in X player or 2 players. But we were also in the middle of a decent ride from, the 15 and 16 playoffs, and obviously that year and the next. So the next handful of games, and then coming out of the break, will write the story for us, I think. I mean, the team will decide what we end up doing by their own play.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, that's obviously what Barry has said too. It is funny though, to hear the conversations around the league of, like you said, I mean, it's both conferences that really, I mean, you have some teams that have separated themselves, and I think we know who those teams are, but how tight it truly is, which I think is great for the game and great for media partners, because you have something compelling to watch every night.
It really is. You look at the Devils last night, both of us, both teams, we both could either end up, with a top, couple 2-3 picks, or we end up in, a first or second wild card spot, which it's very rare to see that in both conferences. But both are so tight. But like you said, it really is good for the game because every game right now is like a playoff game, and it's fun. And the way our team's playing, no matter what happens in the game, we're in every single game. And that is something fun to watch. And then you see, our stars are our stars again. You see young guys emerging. With the Olympic rules, we have an opportunity to send a few guys down so they can play a few more games. And then towards the end of the Olympic break, they can play a few more. But I think that's really important to keep our young guys playing as much as they can, even when we're on our 3-week break.
Hey, real quick before we let you go, Brian Dayball, the former Giants coach, is coming to town. Is it okay if he gives you all of his old Giants gear to have?
I've lost a little weight, so I don't think I can fit into his stuff. But I like what's happened, with our Titans. I think, we got one of the better coaches that were available. I loved what he was saying yesterday. And I think bringing Dable in as an offensive coordinator is a lot better than bringing him in as your head coach. I think that duo is going to be pretty good. And you got to believe Dable is going to be a head coach again if he has some success, with a young quarterback.
Absolutely.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Are you guys positive about it? I'm just curious.
I feel good. I like Saleh. I like Dayball. I mean, I think, hey, maybe they're doing some right things.
Yeah, it's as good as that Henry Wickett ticket over at Bridgestone.
And Kennedy, don't forget Kennedy.
There you go. No, it really is fun. We're playing some fun hockey right now. SC's getting ready to launch again. Titans are having, some positive news with their hires. It's good when teams are positive. And then, the men and women over at West End are lighting up the world right now. It's fun to be a sports fan in Nashville again.
It is. Sean, appreciate it as always, and stay warm. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, Joe, I'll see you in the front row.
You got it, buddy. Can't wait.
Sean,
thank you.
Sean Henry, CEO of the Nashville Predators, joining us here on the program. We'll come back with what day is it and celebrity birthdays and wrap up this week. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe 1025 the game here on this Friday. Dylan in Antioch said, we forgot to ask Clay about Mario Moore. Good player.
Oh, man, he was a good player.
Good player. 6385 says, do the Titans have a defensive coordinator? Yes, the head coach.
That's right.
I mean, I guess they're naming somebody that title, but he's calling the defense. We'll talk to Coach Fisher about that earlier in the show. But with that, let's get to what day is it and celebrity birthdays.
First on the list, gentlemen, we have Earned Income Tax Credit Awareness Day. Next is National Big Wig Day.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah, if you have a wig, shout out to that, or toupee, I guess. National Croissant Day is today. National Escape Day. I know where Joe wants to escape to. Let's see. National Fun at Work Day is today.
Every day.
Oh, boy. National Inane Answering Message Day. I believe that's the word, hopefully. National Preschool Health and Fitness Day. Didn't know they had that. School Day of Nonviolence and Peace. Should be every day. And Yodel for Your Neighbors Day.
Do you do that, buddy?
Well, I don't have power, so I might.
By the way, well, I'm not going to say that. Never mind. I change it. We'll just see how this unfolds. But Dr. Crane, I hope you get power soon.
Thank you.
Otherwise, I think you're going to become Sylvester Stallone in First Blood.
Yeah, I just might. I've been collecting magnolia tree branches because I know that's the driest wood to burn. So I've just been grabbing that in the backyard.
You got this, buddy. If anybody could do this, it's you.
Well, thank you. Just for people out there, do not burn your pine wood because the sap, you don't want a chimney fire.
All right, there you go. Good information. Thank you. All right, time for celebrity birthdays. Chase, you go first today. Our first birthday, Curtis Strange, the golfer. Curtis Strange.
44.
67.
71.
Okay, not who I thought it was.
Dr. Crane, Jalen Rose.
Jalen Rose, like Fab 5 Jalen Rose?
Jalen Rose.
Yes.
Okay. 52.
54.
53. That's a push. Chase, your former Tennessee Titan, Cameron Wake.
42.
44.
44 exactly. Dr. Crane's up 2-0. Dr. Crane, how old is actress Vanessa Redgrave?
35.
38.
89.
Nice.
Pretty good, you guys. Chaser, how old is Phil Collins?
73.
78.
75. Chase on the board. 2-1. Dr. Crane. Dr. Crane, how old is Christian Bale?
48.
Christian Bale, Batman. 54.
52. We're tied at 2. Chaser, how old is Wilmer Valderrama?
From That 70 Show?
Yep.
And NCIS? 47.
48.
46. Chaser on top 3-2. What a comeback. Dr. Crane, how old is country singer Jeannie Pruitt?
77.
81.
89. Chaser, how old is, Charles Dutton. He was in Rudy. He was the groundskeeper.
84.
89.
75. Dr. Crane, how old is comedian Brett Butler from Grace Under Fire, the Apple TV show, The Morning Show?
53.
54.
68. Chaser, how old is singer Jody Watley?
79.
77.
67. Dr. Crane, country singer Tammy Cochran?
81.
77.
53. Chaser, singer Josh Kelly?
46.
42.
46. Find the last one, Dr. Crane. Actor Jake Thomas. He was on Lizzie McGuire, a big show you watched growing up.
50. No. 38.
39.
36. Too little, too late. Chase wins
There is a birthday.
5-3.
I don't know her age. I think I know her age. I will let Dr. Crane go first, but you need to look it up. It is WWE superstar Becky Lynch's birthday.
Becky Lynch should not make the list here.
Well, your lists have not been good lately. They've been leaving out some people.
Becky Lynch.
She's the greatest female wrestler of all time. It's not just her saying it. Sports Illustrated says it. CBS says it.
All right. Let me see here. Computer taking a little bit of time to pull it up.
And I will let Dr. Crane go first.
41.
I don't know. I can't. It's not pulling her up here. Hold on. Becky Lynch. She's Irish.
She is Irish.
What'd you say, Dr. Crane?
41.
All right, Chaser.
I think we were born the same year, so 39.
You knew that.
I did not know. I just thought we were born the same
She's
year.
39.
Okay.
You don't get points, though.
That's fine.
That's collusion.
You should have done your research and had her on the list.
Look, I got 2 lists. She didn't make it.
Well,
what would you say last week was supposed to be on there? Buzz Aldrin?
Yeah.
Right.
And I did know that one, and I was pissed.
Oh, man.
I was like, son of a.
Becky Lynch, WWE. Is she dating Seth Rollins?
She is married to Seth Rollins.
Oh, okay.
And they have a daughter named Rue, who's very cute.
Okay. Rebecca Quinn. All right.
The Royal Rumble will be tomorrow in Saudi Arabia.
Now, is she in it?
She will be. And they announced that WrestleMania will be in Saudi Arabia next year, which kind of irks me a little bit, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Money, as I tweeted today, money can't buy you love, but it can buy you WrestleMania.
It can. Certainly can. That's terrible, man.
We got Matthew in Nashville says it's wrestler Becky Lynch's birthday too. And I'm not a celebrity, but today is my birthday. So happy birthday, Matthew.
Yeah, Matthew, I'd say you are.
And Johnny, our buddy Johnny that listens up in Canada, it's his birthday as well. So happy birthday.
I say Matthew's 67.
I'm going to say 37.
29.
Well done with that.
We have made it to
Praise
Friday.
the Lord.
This week has felt like 7 years. I know everybody's been going through it in different ways, but I do want to give a big shout out to, I talked to our buddy Todd, to the Omni, the hotels around town, as I know there have been local rates and stuff for people that have been displaced and all this, but we love the Omni. We love working with the Omni, and so appreciate them for having us the last couple of days to do the show and our partnership and continued partnership.
Amen. We'll continue praying that everybody gets their power back in our area. Talk to friends, check on friends across the check on your friends, please. That's the first line of anything we do. Check on your friends, make sure they're okay. Also, our message.
He's 30, by the way.
Who
Matthew?
Matthew's 30?
Yeah.
Okay. Happy birthday,
29.
Dr.
That's a
Crank
point,
got it.
baby.
You do get a point with our listeners. Well done. To our message we do all the time with our guys out there. Look, you made it through the week. You're still here. Look, after everything that you've been through, you're still here, right? That shows you how powerful you are. So we need you here. Be strong. Our world's a better place because you're here. Please know that. Love on your family. Know that you are loved on. Know that we love you. More importantly, more than anything else in this world, is that God loves you. Even you, Clay. He loves you.
Especially you, Clay.
Yep. Know that.
That is going to do it for us. DVD is coming your way next. I hear they're going to debut something to start the show, so I'm looking forward to that. And also take it to the bank and continue reaction to Robert Saleh and his appointment as head coach of the Tennessee Titans. That is going to do it for us. We're back at it Monday at noon here on 102.5 The Game.